And we'll start streaming. And we will start streaming. 1 2 check, Chuffy 1 2. Check check check. Let's get the sound check going. See I can see it. Let's get the sound check going. See I can see it. Sound check going. See I can see it. There we go. Sound check going. See I can see it. Yeah, it's all working. So hi, you're with Scott. I'm Ganji Kid. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear. This is your left ear. Just made my eye feel sore by rubbing it. Oh, you chuffer. This is your right ear, this is your left ear. It's midnight, it's always midnight. And we're playing Words on Stream. We are, you know. We are, you know. Words on Stream. Words on Stream. Words on Stream. You can't drink your tea when you're doing that. I tell you, you can't drink your tea when you're doing that. Oh, it's nice to have a nice cup of tea, but it's been tough, hasn't it? It's been tough over the last couple of days in the UK. It's been tough. It's nice having a nice cup of tea, but oh, it's been hot. Oh, it's been hot, hasn't it? It's been hot. So let me just check. This is all public. This is all rolling. It's rolling. Okay, let me just check that's there. Yeah, it's been hot. Let's talk about how hot it's been for a little minute. We'll talk about this in between rounds of Words on Stream. We'll just give it 10-15 minutes, let a few people turn up. Do you know what? After it's been such a hot day, I expect most people in the UK will have spent the last few days out in the heat. I have not been on YouTube for about a week and a half because it's just been too unbearably hot to sit here in the middle of the day and stream. I mean, it's still hot now. It's still hot now. It's not like gone away. It's not like the hotness has ended. It's just a bit muggy and overcast today. It's what we'd normally refer to as summer. We've just been through the hottest day of my lifetime. The hottest day of any of our lifetimes. I suppose most of us might have had the opportunity to be hotter at some stage in our lives, but that was the hottest day in most of our lifetimes. So let's have a look. This is London. London. In 1666, London burned like rotten sticks, and in 2022, London burned like old dog poo. It's not all burning, it's just some of it's burning. Look, they're on this motorway there, so it's not that dangerous. They're still on the motorway. This is a Dartford fire, another fire across the Thames in Wellington. Of course, we've flown across there. Do you remember? We've flown across the eastern outskirts of London, nearer to the sea. Hello, Lindsay. Hello, drink water. I'm just going to move the chat so you can be seen on the big telly a bit better. Come on, chat. There you go. Move that there. You can be seen a bit better now. So we're all going through that. It's not natural. Well, it's all right. I mean, I don't know. How do we know we don't engineer the fires like they did in Australia? I don't know if they engineer the fires or not. I could tell you that it would be impossible to engineer engineering would involve the whole shebang. Like someone could have lit it with a match or an old lighter or something, but engineering it, you'd have to engineer all the atmosphere and the dryness, and it'd be nigh on impossible. But things have been on fire. Now we don't know if these fires have been from forest fires or barbecues, or sometimes like talking to engineering fires, like it could have been the pirates, or it could have been farmers. Maybe they've set fire to their own things because they're tired of making money and they'd rather just have the insurance. It's possible. It's far more likely, like, you see the reason that you got several fires, it's far more likely that it was just so hot, so dry that a simple spark or a I don't even know exactly how a forest fire can start without a spark. Let's find out. Can a forest fire start without a spark? Because it does baffle me sometimes. I do wonder It only takes one spark. Yeah, obviously, but... There we go, there's Quora. I'm not a big fan of Quora, because it's basically just like you ask the internet and someone tells you, and I don't know. Finer fuels get burning first. They can be ignited by heat sources such as catalytic converters on a vehicle exhaust system, mechanical failure such as an overheated bearing, and other non-sparking energy sources. Apparently. Oh, I tell you what, oh. My gums are hurting. Went to the dentist last week and they had a right go on my gums. They had a right go at cleaning my mouth, and like, it feels like I've been punched in the mouth still. Ooh, just down there. Saying in chat, toss cigarettes, yeah? This one says that broken glass positioned just right can act as a lens. Well, I don't know about that. If you heat wood or other flammable material to a certain temperature in air, it will ignite. Paper ignites at 451 Fahrenheit. Most forest fires are caused by lightning or human causes, they say. I mean, I'm willing to believe that there were 8 different people stupid enough to start a forest fire yesterday, because we had like 8 different fires in London. I say we, I wasn't there. Burned down houses. It's bad, innit? Burned down houses. Like the whole thing. Here are some numbers. We'll look at the numbers in a minute. Got a few of you here already, so let's kick off. Dragons, it could be dragons. It's possible. Dragons. Microwave tech, I don't know. Did a microwave start a fire? I'll find that out. You can make a fire in a microwave when they overheat food. But it's not giving me the example I want, because I'm not, obviously, it thinks a microwave is a microwave oven. This is Google all over. When I've said, can microwaves start a fire, I want to know about microwaves. I don't want to know about microwave ovens. I want to know about actual microwaves. You know what I'm saying? I want to know about the waves in the air that are small, that we use for like radio waves and all sorts. And I want to know if they can start a fire. But it won't tell me, because we're only going to talk about microwave ovens, because Google is an aggregator that takes the most common information and feeds you that first. So we're never going to be able to find that out. So I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. It's possible, I suppose. But then you wouldn't bother, though, would you? Because direct energy weapons using microwave tech, you wouldn't bother, though, because you could just send someone out with a lighter. Look. No, that'd do it as well, wouldn't it? No, that'd do it. So you've got one hugely costly, potentially secretive, dangerous, you know, method, and you've got this. So it's much easier to do that, I think. Don't see there's anything to be achieved by it. And it would seem strange they only did it on the hottest day of the year, wouldn't it? It's more likely the hottest day of the year, isn't it? More likely the hottest day of the year's done it. You know, put a load of dry sticks all together on a really hot day, and eventually something's going to set on fire, I think. Maybe that. Right, let's get some words going. Let's get some words going. Let's get you pumping on the words, because you've certainly got a few words in chat already. Hello, Historian. Hello, Lindsay Ashcroft. Hello, Drink Water. Let's see if the 3 of you can beat level 1. Yeah? You can see Neo laser tech in the film with Val Kilmer. Some of the fires leave cars intact, but only houses. possibly because cars are parked on the road and there's nothing flammable around them. But, you know, if you went up to a house and you did that with the lighter on the bricks, it's not going to go on fire, is it? If you go up to the car and you do that with it, it's not going to go on fire. But if you go around the house and do that with the lighter, you'll find something that's very flammable. Whereas if you go around the house and do that on the car, you're less likely to find something flammable on the car, I think. It's possibly that. I mean, it's more metal in the car, isn't there? Mind you, there's the petrol. That would blow up, wouldn't it? That would blow up. Have you heard of Occam's razor? We're going to do words on stream. Hello, Rudy. We are. We're going to do... I'll just say about Occam's razor, and then we'll do the words. Because sometimes drink water. You know, I take you at your word, and I treat you with respect. Look, I looked up Jew, and it's come up with Jew. That's the problem with the internet. Look, it's come up with actual Jew. And sometimes I wonder if it's just an attempt to derail and, you know, distract, because it seems like quite a abstract concept, and certainly abstract concepts can be true, but I feel like, I don't know, you know, this might be, you might agree or you might disagree. I feel, so I'm talking specifically to drink water, really. We'll do words, and just once we've looked at Occam's razor, we're doing the words. So I wonder if you've heard of this concept, or because what tends to, I feel, coming from drink water quite a lot, is there's something that most of us consider to be taken for granted, it's a bit normal, and then why are these funny pictures? And then it happens quite a lot that, like, 90% of the people in chat think one thing, and drink water's like, I've got a different idea. So I don't know if you've heard of Occam's razor, which is, I'll find it. I've got lots of windows these days. I've got lots of windows these days. Right there. When faced with two opposing explanations for the set of same evidence, our minds will naturally prefer the explanation that makes the fewest assumptions. That's a bit of a confusing way of saying the simplest solution is possibly the right one. Whatever's most obvious. If you've got two options and one's really easy to explain and the other one's a bit complex, it's probably the simple one. So it could be aliens came down and started a forest fire, or it could just be that heat and light and a cigarette, or, you know, idiot with a barbecue has started it. It's more likely the idiot with the barbecue than the aliens, isn't it? Because we've got fucking loads of idiots with barbecues, not many aliens on record. So we talk about Occam's razor when we're not sure. Yeah, the simplest explanation. That's true. So I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that I tend to veer towards those simple explanations, or I say obvious maybe, right? And you know, you'd have to go some to provide some substance to something that's a bit more abstract, in my opinion. And like, you know, in terms of what's going on in the world, if 80% of your responses are, oh, well, it could be chuffing something quite out there, then if that's your response to 80% of the stuff, 90% of the stuff, you might be wrong on some of it, because it might be that more of it than not is more obvious and straightforward. I don't know. It might be. And Occam doesn't, you know, he's not the be-all and end-all, but it's just a concept, isn't it? So it might be worth just like taking things at face value sometimes, rather than trying to look for a secret, you know, behind-the-scenes explanation that may or may not exist. Like, it might be worth jumping to the first, most obvious conclusion first, and then looking wider, than jumping to the most strange and out there conclusion and then looking narrower, if that makes sense. I don't know, though. Unusual for England, very unusual, yeah. But then we've had the hottest day on record yesterday, followed by, we had in 2 days, we had approaching the 2 hottest days we've ever had. So it's all unusual for England. But what's not unusual is that we have wildfires when there are summer days. That's not unusual. Summer fires, barbecue, UK by year. Maybe someone's done this for us. Summer fires, barbecue by year. It's trying to sell me a barbecue. This is the problem with Google. Google's rubbish because it's just like all of these things that it's brought up here. Yeah, the best barbecue, 9 best barbecues, top 17 barbecues to buy real homes. It's all marketing. It's just all marketing. It's not information here. It's all marketing. I'm going to bring up the Daily Hail, the Daily Mail. Let me show you this one rather than the marketing. This one says, 1 million Britons holiday at home after the promise of a barbecue summer. So that's rubbish. That's not what I was looking for. Well, it looked like it was going to have something to do with fires. Oh, and also we get a lot of thunderstorms after a big dry season. So it's possible that as well. We'll look back into it in a second. Let's do some words. Ready? We've got some words. We've got some people in chat. We've got some words. We've got some words. We've got some people in chat. We've got the theme tune. Words on stream. Words on stream. So we've got that. We've got the words. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. Dan Raggle. Straight in with the Dan Raggle. It's a bit of a 1 this one. Level 1. It's a bit of a 1 this one. There's a few words in there though, apparently. There's quite a few, so you should have a chance here. There's quite a few. I'll find the words kitty while we're doing this. There we are. It's £40 in the kitty at the moment. You've got to get past... I'll give you this as a warm-up if you don't get any. If it doesn't work. It doesn't look like it's working for some reason, because you're writing words and I can't see them coming up. And they look like good words to me. God, why isn't it working? Right, it's not working for some reason. Hang on. I'm going to close words and restart it. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. It should definitely be working, shouldn't it? Right, I'm going to turn off so you can't see it. Then I'm going to reload it. Turn it back on. See if that's made a difference. But it won't have done. Because you have to connect it to your account. And I do connect it to my account every time we do it. For some reason it don't like it now. Let's try that, and then let's just turn it off so you can't see my account details if I link it to my account. Allow. I've already done this once, you chuffer. Allow, right. And it comes back on, look. It knows we've been playing though. I turned it off and on again and it's come back on in the middle, which is a bit weird. Let's try it one more time. I'm having a technical hitch with words now. Obviously this is beyond my control. Try restart. It's annoying because to test it, I've got to think of a word, or you've got to think of the words. Rugs is a word for sure. Let's see if I can get that in there. Why doesn't it like me? You got good words as well, look. You got good words. Which is a bit frustrating. It doesn't like us today. No, there's got to be something wrong about this. I can't switch the computer on and off though because we're running the stream on it. How can I fix this? Reloading it takes us back to here. That's my settings. That button, I'll press log out, right? Log out. Then I'll do it again. YouTube, look. YouTube. The reason I don't like you looking at this is because you see all these different accounts that I run. None of them are troll accounts. They're all fine, normal accounts, but I've just got so many of them, and one of them is a secret body language account. That one. Don't tell anyone. So, I don't really want people seeing all my different accounts. They're all innocent, it's fine, so I can show them on stream, doesn't matter. Allow, look, press allow. So I pressed allow. So you can see that I'm doing this working, waiting for the host to start. That's me. So I'll press start. So now it thinks it's connected up to my Ganji kid, and this is what we're streaming on, so... Should let me do some sort of test. It should have a test button. It's done this to us once before, hasn't it? It's done this to us once before, but... Oh, right. Whoa. We're in. Okay. We're rolling. I don't know. See, how am I supposed to figure out what was wrong with it? Words on stream. Words on stream. It's just like the internet, that is, isn't it? It's just like the internet. You got no idea. Whoa! Hold it down. Anthill. Ant and Deck Hill. And Deck Man. Why, watch out, me eyes. Me eyes, noddy, me eyes. And Deck Man. Eddie Hall. From there from Drink Water. Eddie Hall. Oh, Eddie Hall. Stokey. I'll lift you up and I'll put you down. Oh, Eddie Hall. Stokey. I need to rekindle my friendship with Eddie Hall, really. I haven't spoken to him since he was the world's strongest man. He's been on a big adventure himself, and I don't even have his chuffing phone number because my fucking mate would never give it to me. And I didn't ask him to his face, I just got on with my work because I was busy. Lath. Lath's a good one, that's a roofing term, lath. Use a bit of batten and lath it down. Batten it down with a bit of lath. Can you pass me that strip of lath? Nail it on the roof. That's me all over, that is. Oh, lilt. Here come the lilt man. Lilt. And Drink Water's popping in these words as well. Eminem. You know what, MM, yeah. You know who you are. I always think you're Eminem though, because MM and Eminem, they're just in my brain, it's the same thing. It ticks the same box. So in my brain, I imagine you rapping away, you listing these words and turning them into raps. There we go, good to go to level 2. We're all good in the hood. No problem with our words. Oh yeah, we got words, they multiplying, and I losing control. All the power you supplying, electrifying. Calm and relaxing music from Genshin Impact we're listening to today. And we're trying to find out some stuff about fire. Trying to have a look about fire. Your grandma was from Tallinn, and your fiance was too. It's mad, isn't it? Let's find out. See, now this is where I will reveal my ignorance. My guess is Tallinn is maybe in Turkey. I don't know. Estonia. I know someone from Estonia. I know at my local pub. We had a... I'll just say the things and then see if they sound bad when I've said them. At our local pub, we had a girl from Estonia drink there for a while. No, that sounds okay. And at my local pub, look at that. They're very sort of Central European. I want to be able to name the architecture, but I'm not very good at it. Is it Neo-Gothic or is it pre-Gothic? I don't know. Look at that though, look at all those bricks. It's cool, isn't it? Oh, I just closed the window by mistake. Idiot. Let's have a look at Estonia. And then, yeah, so she used to start... She came into the pub drinking. Our local pub wasn't really the sort of pub you get many ladies. So she was in the pub, being a lady. And then one of my friends got talking to her. And now they've got a baby. Yeah. Cities map of Estonia there. Oh, look at that! Now this is something that I don't get my head around very well, but I'll show you. Maps. Keep searching with the cozier now, and it brings up Google Maps, so that's clever. Let's zoom out from where I live, in the middle of the UK. There, and let's go all the way over here. Whee! Now this is Central Europe. they say over here. Slovakia, Czechia, Poland, Hungary. They call that Central Europe. I would call this Central Europe, France, Switzerland. Because we live in the UK over here, but we're sort of stuck on the edge. If you look at Europe like that, obviously Moscow and Russia don't really count, do they? Even though they're getting the European Championships of football. If you square it off there, then the middle is like Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary. So they call that Central Europe. And then everything else, like, see now we're talking about Estonia, is actually up there above my head. Up there above my head. But when I see those names, Estonia, Lithuania, everything else like that, I put here in my brain. Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia. This is the former Yugoslavia, and they split up into all these different parts. You had the horrific things that happened to the Kosovan Serbs. So that's all that. And I tend, on the Eurovision Song Contest, you know, when they say somewhere and I don't know exactly where it is, I go, oh, it's probably around there. Because there's lots of them around there, lots of different countries. As you go north, the countries get a bit bigger and a bit more consistent. Poland, Belarus. It's Poland for ages across Poland. Driving across Poland takes a long time. Ukraine, you don't know where the lines are drawn these days. And then north, you've got Belarus, which is quite big. I thought that was only little. I'm surprised by that. It's quite big on the map. And then north again, Lithuania, Latvia, and there's Estonia. Next to Finland. Helsinki. Now, you think of Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, don't you? Where's Denmark, you chuffer? Where is it? It's supposed to be there, isn't it? There it is. See, now I'm revealing my ignorance. There's Denmark. Learns on the stream. If you get to Estonia, you can also do Finland and Russia, right? So, yeah. Finland there. Just north. There's Tallinn on the... It makes sense that it's on the Gulf of Finland there, because you'd have had your boats crossing. Bit of trade. Trade always leads to established civilization settlements, doesn't it? So... Helsinki and Tallinn would have been sending their boats back and forth, doing a bit of trading. But isn't it mad? Isn't it weird that you think quite often of these Scandinavian countries as being a bit northern, a bit separate, and then you sort of think of Europe and anything that's like, you know, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, to me, sounds a bit like Serbia, Kosovo, Croatia. Do you know what I mean? Lithuania, Croatia. Like, they sound like in a similar... Maybe it's because of the Eurovision Song Contest. Maybe it's because of that. But you've got your main countries. I'm joking now, but you know what I mean? You've got your big countries like France. Everyone knows France, Germany, you've heard of them. And then you've got these sort of smaller countries in Europe that, if you're doing your European Song Contest, these are the smaller countries. And so I sort of bundle them up over here by the Black Sea. But they're not, are they? Look, Estonia's up there, and you go north to Finland, boom, you're basically Scandinavian. You're as close to being Scandinavian as you can be, really, without having horns on your hat. So you go north there to Finland. Finland, boom. And then you just go over to your right, just drive this way, and boom, you're in Russia. It's that simple. It's that easy. There's St. Petersburg. What was that before? Leningrad, wasn't it? St. Petersburg. I'm going to have to find out if I'm right here. Leningrad, or was it Stalingrad? I think it was Leningrad. Yeah, St. Petersburg, Leningrad. They used to name the cities in Russia after the big Russians, after the main ones, and then they decided to fuck that off. So, St. Petersburg or Leningrad. Your grandmother was a governess in a nobleman's house in Tallinn in the 1930s. Wow. Who's the leader of the band? And a friend to you and me. I know that. Hang on. Who's the leader of the band and friend to you and me? M-I-C-A-Y-M-O-U-S-E. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. I'm gonna fly up on a high, high, high. Oh, you got emergency calls. I hope everything's going all right, historian. I hope everything's going all right. We've had a chuffing week of it, haven't we? This red hot UK. Everyone gives 3 cheers except the BBC. So here we are. Like, you could just go over to Moscow that easy. And it surprises me now that I see this. I mean, if you lived in these countries, Belarus, Latvia, Estonia, you'd be shitting it, wouldn't you? Ukraine, that's not so much the Ukraine anymore, is it? It's all gone a bit tits. And Moscow, Russia, they seem to be aggressively spreading out, don't they? Oh wow, look at the roads in Russia, look. All roads lead to Moscow, literally like a spider web. Wow. Like in other places, like Poland here, the roads seem to crisscross around. Yes, they go to Warsaw, but they also go to Lodz and Poznan, and Vaclav here has got like roads to... In Russia, you're either going to Moscow or you're going away from Moscow, but that's it. Yeah, anyway, so you're like as close as Russia. In fact, you're closer to Russia than you are to, say, Poland, which I find very strange, because I would put Estonia in the same bucket as Poland, like in terms of sorting in my mind. You know, if I had to sort the countries in my mind, I'd put France, Germany, you know, I'd put a line about there in my mind, a line there, and I'd say this is the part of Europe that I recognise and go on holiday in. And over recent years, we've added this bit. I'm only joking. I've got friends in Poland and had lots of good relationships with Polish people, and Hungary. I did the World Championship fencing, and that was when I did the World Championship fencing, it took place in a different place in the world every year, and my year was Hungary. I was unlucky in a way and lucky in a way. Lucky because I got to go, because I wouldn't have been able to afford it if it had been too far away, because we had to pay our own way. There were some people that did the World Championships in Korea or Brazil, and when it was their World Championship year and it happened to be Brazil, they had to find the money to get to Brazil. I only had to go to Hungary, so I could afford it. But yeah, I'm learning something now. Estonia is a bit more northern, and I suppose here's a question of you in chat, which, you know, you probably can or can't answer, I don't know. Do you think if you're Estonian, or you live in Estonia, or you come from Estonia, you feel some sort of affinity towards Russia? Are your cultures quite close? Do you have similar traditions? Or is it more of a Scandinavian affinity? Or is it neither? Or maybe you're a mix of both? Do you see yourself as being pridefully individual from those countries and cultures? Or do you eat similar, like, do you drink vodka like they do in Russia? Or do you, I suppose they drink vodka everywhere, don't they? Thinking about that, looking at Sweden and Finland now, but or is it more of a, you know, Scandinavian culture? It'd be, they're more ethnic Russians, right? So it's more of a Russian thing. It's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting. Russia's so big. Ooh, Russia, you are so big. Look at it, it keeps going. It needs two names. Russia's over there. It needs another one here to say Russia, because it keeps going. Russia's over there. Keep going, it's still Russia. When do you get to China? Just, you know, wake me up when I get to China. Still Russia. China's south of it. This map's really confusing me. I thought China at least started over here. South of it. I thought this bit was China, it's not. So there we go, we're learning all the time. You ready for your next round of words? Hopefully this will work now. Your grandmother had a great resentment of a sudden influx of Russians and Russian culture. I suppose it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If anyone from anywhere else starts influencing your culture in a rapid fashion, you might feel, whoa, hang on, what's going on? Whoa, what's going on? Might just want things to slow down a bit. Mind you, we've all been heavily and rapidly influenced by whatever they put on the telly in America, haven't we? So, there's that as well. Have I slept on my teeth funny or something? Oh my days. Like last week I went to the dentist and they did a good clean on the teeth, that's fine. But they also did the thing where they stick the things down and like measure the gap between the gums, and oh my god, it hurt. Hurt really bad. And I'm still feeling really sore on these teeth for some reason. I hope I haven't got some sort of like horrible gum infection that's going to go bad. I won't be able to talk on stream for hours, will I, for that? Right, let's do words. Let's do words. This is the words. We're up to level 2. We get to level 10. I'm going to give the money to charity. If we don't make it, I'll put £10 in the kitty. How about that? Half of the country, very ethnic Ukrainian, half of them still feel Russian. Finnoga, Estonian's the hardest language to learn. Swill with salt water. I was doing my best, right? I'll tell you, they're chuffers at the day. They gave me this big bottle of mouthwash, this Corsadil. So I was using that, been using it the whole time since the last dentist appointment, like 6 months. Come in and they go, you should probably stop using that Corsadil now because it can discolour your teeth. And I was like, what? What? You don't prep me, you don't tell me. Just fucking let me go home with it. I was swilling with it, I was washing my hair with it, I was doing my armpits, I was Corsadil this, Corsadil that. Ooh, lovely Corsadil. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you probably should stop that. Anyway, look, good to go. Level 2. Are you ready? Fingers on buttons, fingers on buzzers. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. We've got an M, an I, an L, an I, a T, an I, a G, and an N. You go for it. Oh, mint. Mint's got to be in there. Mint's got to be in there. Minty Corsadil. Oh, don't tell me it's not working. Oh, it is working. It's working. Okay. It's all on you now. It's all on you. Limiting? What? How'd you do these big words so quick? What's going on in your brain? Oh my god. I think we need to melt it. What? Right, between drink water and uncontrolled historian, and we've got some Annalyn's here with Limit. We've got some big words in the thing here. I think we need to get Bill Gates. We need to get Bill Gates on the case. We need a small focus group for Bill Gates to let him know. To let him know. Look at this. Look at this. Level completing. Oh wow. Tiling. This, I thought that looked like a difficult selection of letters. It's got 3 eyes for Christ's sake. It's got 3 eyes. That's 3 of the same vowel. No one in chat was even bothered. They weren't even scared. They're just like hammering in the words. Hello Morgan. That's quite a long word. I think there's too many letters on that one, but quite a good long word. I don't know what it means, so I can't even read it. But guilt. Oh, the guilt. It's sending me golden. It's turning me golden. Lint. Like you find in your pockets when you're trying to find that extra £2.50 that you need for the chuffing. You know when you go and oh, I'm only £2.50 short, and like you go through every pocket in your, you know when you go through every pocket in your old coats, and like sometimes you find a fiver. Glint. Oh, he's got that glint in his eye. She's got that glint in her eye. Drink water there. Glint. Glinting like a golden nugget. Tell you what, the charity are going to be happy with that. 66 out of 51. 66 out of 51, sinking those hits. Sinking those hits. It did a noise then. Good to go to the next level. Well done. Well done. There's your scores. Scores on the doors. Just going to go back to the Google for a second because I do want to show you. At the moment we're giving to Unicef. We could give to any charity. I'm open to suggestions. So at the moment we've got Unicef as our main. You know, we're going to donate. If we get to level 10, I'll give £100 to Unicef. Sorry, I'll give the kitty to Unicef, which at the moment stands at £40. If we fail, I'll give another £10 in the kitty. We might have to work out that system a bit more. You know, I might have to throw that system through an accountant. At the moment, I've just thrown some numbers around, but they're good numbers. So this is what we're doing at the moment. We're donating to Unicef through this game. So if you can get those words in stream, eventually, even if we don't do it today, we will give the money to Unicef. If there are any other charities that anyone's interested in or wants to suggest, open to suggestions, absolutely. Another quick little bit of shilling for myself here. We've got a system called coffee.com, coffee stream alerts. So if you want to tip any tippies, you can tip the tippies here. And you can see, like, I can scroll down. You see here, someone's left a link. Snippy's has left me a link. You can either leave me a link in the tippy system here. Got that now. So you can leave links when you do your little tippies, and I can look at them like that. It will come up on the screen. Someone's done the tippies, and that's how we support the stream. Until we can get a sponsor, that's my only source of financial. That, subscriptions on Twitch and tippies on Twitch, that's my source of financial remuneration from doing this. So I do take the money, like that's for me. But I do need the money because this is my job. So that's that. And what we're trying to do is build up enough eyes on stream, and we've got Ganji Kid, this channel, this is what you're watching now, but we've also got Ganji Cuts, where I'm editing little bits. Sometimes I stream on Twitch and I go on a bit of a tangent and I'll edit that and chuff it, not edit, fully edit like lots of stuff, just cut it out, chuff it up there, get it up so that we've got stuff going on. People prefer a clips channel, so there's a cuts channel. Sometimes they're quite long, like 2 hours, sometimes they're quite short, like 9 minutes. but that's a cuts channel. We've also got a short clips channel. So if you take a short clip of this stream and post it on the old YouTube or the Twitch through their system of clips, I'll try and take it and throw it up on here and make it into a clips channel. But that's 3 channels for me to upload every day, so that's a lot. So at the moment we're focusing on, we're getting one rolling like we have done here, the main channel, and then we're getting the cuts up to speed, and then we'll get the clips, and then we'll get the arts, and we'll get it all. We'll get it all. So you can support just by subscribing and watching. That's great. That's what we're doing at the moment. They're my channels, shilling for myself there. So I've done Unicef, I've done the coffee system, and I've done our channels. There was one other thing I was going to shill for. There was one other thing I was going to say I wanted to promote, and I've forgotten what it is. Oh, it was the Discord, right? Yeah, it was the Discord. Oh yeah, likes as well. If you could hit like on this and subscribe, that'd be great, thank you. And then we've got Discord, which I don't fucking know. I mean, I open it in a separate window even. So that's another window for me. And you know, I got so many windows going on in this computer, it's starting to look like Buckingham Palace. But we do have a Discord, right? Ganji Stream Server. Right, Ganji Stream Server. How do I invite you? Invite people. Or send a server invite link to a friend. Copy. Right, I'm going to pop this in chat, just so you can see it and use it. But usually, I don't want to make this like, you're supposed to make your Discord public and everyone's supposed to be able to get on it, yeah? Like, but I don't want to make it public. I want to keep it just for the people that are bothered. Just that are interested. So if you support me on coffee.com, which you're looking at now, I will send you the Discord link as like a response, automated. You get a thank you response and you get the Discord link. So people that actually support the stream get the Discord link. And I've just posted it here for you because, you know, you're supporting by playing words on stream. So you can use that if you want, and you can have access to what's, it's basically like a chat room, and we can get voice messages on there. You can put any kind of post you want, even if it's a bit risque, you can put that on there. I can look at it and I can bring it on stream if I want. So even if it's a bit risque, you can put it on there. We'll probably create a not safe for work one and a safe for work one as I get used to using it. And then what we'll do in the future is, as we start a stream, we'll look at the can I show it you? Like, I can probably show it you on here, can't I? I must have it as one of these windows. Oh god, more windows. Display capture, Discord. Okay, that name's already in use. Okay, well then where is it, you chuffer? Just Discord 4. Okay, and then capture method automatic. Oh, that hasn't worked. I've got a Discord anyway. And on there you can use it to communicate either with each other or with me, and you can leave little things, I can watch them, and in the future we can use it for other bits and pieces like interviews. We can have a chat room on there where you can all talk voice chat or even video chat. I don't want to just have an open forum to the public on my stream because that would be a bit risque, wouldn't it? You know, who could say what? Anyone. But I do want to run some streams where we do that exact thing, where we have a bit of an open forum. So we're going to use Discord for that. So I've mentioned it loads of times now and put it in the chat. It's totally up to you. Hit me with your Discord stick. It's nice to be a lunatic. So I've covered those things. This is the world, we were looking at it. Covered that. Over here it's hot. Hot. Ooh, ever so hot. Particularly hot down here as well. It's getting hot everywhere, really. Ooh, hot. Ooh, you want to open a window, it's that hot. Estonia itself, we were learning about, so let's have a few more looks at Estonia. I'll tell you who's going to like this. I'll tell you who's going to like this. Those Tartarians are going to like this. It's right up their street, isn't it? Look. That is very Orthodox Russian imagery, isn't it? Orthodox Russian. Looks a bit like the Tetris. 13 interesting facts. This will be good. 13 interesting facts. We'll do a couple of interesting facts and then we'll do the next round of words. The country's over 2,000 islands. Are you mad? Are you mad? They've got over 2,000 islands. I don't know about that, mate. I've just been looking at it on the map. Can't see any at all, so I think you're a bit off there. Well, maybe one or two there. But otherwise, it hasn't got 2,000 islands. It's got like 2. Are you talking about up here? There can't be thousands of islands in there, can there? There wouldn't be any room for the sea. What are you on about? You're mad. They're almost entirely untouched by the advances of civilization. Himura. I'll have a look at that one. I don't believe them. I'm only joking, I kind of believe them, but it sounds like a lot, doesn't it? The second largest island in Estonia. It's part of the West Estonian archipelago in the Baltic Sea. Oh, I see, right. As we get out into the sea, it all breaks down. Okay, okay. So, over here, we're going to be saying there's a few islands out here. And there are, look, as you zoom in, there's all these little bits and pieces as it breaks down and goes into the sea. So maybe they do have a few islands in the Baltic Sea. There must have been a seafaring nation, huh? Ample, uncrowded green spaces. That to me looks a bit like Sweden as well. That's Scandinavian looking, that is. It's the least densely populated country in Europe. So it's a boon for nature lovers. Forest covers nearly 50% of the country, making it Europe's one of Europe's greenest countries. That sounds nice. In Estonia, every letter is pronounced, even double letters. There are no silent letters. Once our teacher, he wasn't our teacher, he was a fencing teacher, our fencing coach, said, we was talking about silent letters. He said, yeah, you like the P at the front of swimming. What do you mean like the P at the front of swimming? And you know the amount of people that go, "Per-swimming"? No, it's not per-swimming, it's silent, isn't it? It's silent. And leaves everyone confused. There's no P at the front of swimming. Although you should have a P before you swim, so you don't do it in the pool. Right, let's go back to words on stream, eh? If I can find my website, there it is. I can find my music. Here's my music. Oh, Keith, we're on tour. Oh, I'm the Rolling Stones. Right, girls on. Words on stream. Words on stream. Words on stream. Words on stream. That was my Rolling Stones. So, we're ready for round unlock level 3. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. You are back in the room. In Pataka. In Pataka. And Pataki. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, shit, I'm going to fall. The chairs are wobbly. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Wow! The uncontrolled antics. The paint job. The Microsoft paint job. Anti-panic. Anti-panic sounds like a band name. Anti and panic. We're going to put those two together. I'm going to write that down. That can be my name. Anti-panic. That's a new name of mine. How many names can I have? I can be called Scuffles. I can be called Anti-panic. Pita. Oh, I like a nice pita bread. I slip one of those in the toaster. Don't take it out immediately once it pops because it's so hot. But then, nice little gentle cut and pop the. You get vegan kebab meat these days. Catnip and a pinata. My cat comes running for the catnip. It absolutely loves it. Pint, one of my favourite YouTubers who does World of Warcraft. Hello, Pint. Oh, look. Cat Pain. This has been a really good round as well. 76 out of 76. Bang on the nose. All the big words. All the special words. Like, I think that this team, when it comes to words, you know, if that's anything to go by, look at that. Patina. You can't get any better. Pain looks like a good one. I don't know why it's not running up. Sometimes it takes some time for them to come up the list, but I don't know why it's not running up for you, Isabella Live there. Pain looks fine. That should work. I don't know why it's not working for you. We've had a bit of an issue with it not working this morning, but sometimes it takes time to sink in. But, oh no, it's because it's already been done. Someone already did it. That's why, Pain. But it was still a good word, so well done. Picked, I think picked should work as well. As in, I picked my nose, yeah? You can't pick your nose, you get the one you're given with. You know, you don't pick your nose, you get the one you're given. But also it means the Celts, doesn't it? It's another word for Celts. I know my history a little bit, some of it, mainly around Europe and UK. I know my history, mainly around Europe and the UK. I know about history, but to the 1800s in America, and not really long time before. Oh, I know my history. Yeah, I know about the Bronze Age. I've heard about that. But to know all of history would be quite the feat, wouldn't it? Be quite the feat. That's what they said about Bigfoot. Oh, it's a proper noun. Maybe you should be allowed proper nouns, because, you know, you're doing so well. Don't know why they wouldn't let you just have proper nouns. It's not Scrabble, for Christ's sake. It's not like we're playing Scrabble. It's not like we're taking it that seriously. Do you know when you play Scrabble you take it really seriously, don't you? Do you know when you play Scrabble and you take it really seriously? It's weird, isn't it, that? Because you do. Like, even though it's just a board game like other board games, it's funny that, isn't it? When it's board games, all of a sudden it's like super serious. No, you can't. No, I won't let you. Can't I just have another 100 out of the bank? No, you can't. But it's not real life. It's just a board game. We're supposed to be having fun. Oh, no, you can't. Am I allowed to swap a couple of these letters? It's against the rules. It's against the rules. Yeah, but I'm just having real trouble. Can I just swap 2 letters? Oh, just let your sister swap some of her letters. It doesn't matter. It's only a game of Scrabble. It does matter. It's a fucking game of Scrabble, you chuffer. Hello, Snips. I probably know more American history than the Americans, yeah. But that's because in America, you're not taught the history because they try and baffle you. Oh, I'm only joking, but I had a look at something yesterday that baffled me again. A new bit of something America. What was it? We were looking at Donnie Trump. Oh, we were on stream, weren't we? Looking at Donnie Trump and his business. We won't get into that today. In Estonia, wife carrying is a sport. Only heavyweights need to apply for this one. While this particular Estonian pastime may not have made the Olympics, we give it a gold medal for pure entertainment. Say we, I'm not writing this. This is the Real World by Trafalgar Destination Guide. So, as the name suggests, husbands pick up their wives and race several hundred metres with their better halves upside down on their backs. The wife carried must be your own or a neighbour's and at least 17 years old. We don't want any paedophiles carrying any children around. Before you ask, yes, this is a world championship. And that's all they say about that. No pictures. I mean, it could be considered sexist these days. I'm sure husband carrying could also be a sport. Free public transport for locals. One of the most interesting facts about Tallinn is its residents can use the city's public transport for free. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Doesn't make sense to me to charge for it. The whole point is they put it on through tax money and then you use it for free. That's public transport. That's the point of it, isn't it? It should be available to you, the public, for free, so that you don't end up using private transport that you have to pay for. But we've got a different system. You have to pay for the bus pass around here, unless you're old or infirm. Unfortunately, that privilege does not extend to visitors. So you have to pay. How would they know? I suppose you have a card, don't you? You have like a special like locals card. I was going to say, you just turn up on the bus and they're like, you don't come from around here. I could come from around here. I could have moved. How do you know that I'm visiting? I might be staying. That's why I'm riding the bus. Proves it. But I suppose you have to have a card, don't you? But the extensive system is easy to use and offers great value for money if you're up to getting around the local way. I bet you could learn like 3 words, like I've lost my card, in Estonian, and they just let you on. Because if everyone gets on for free in the main, if I was the bus driver, why would I give a shit about one person getting on and having to pay if everyone else is getting on free? And so they could say I lost my card in the native language, that'd be enough for me. Yeah, fine, just get on. Don't matter. They're not going to, like, you're not going to get the bus police come and check you, are they? Well, look at the UNESCO World Heritage. Say something in Estonian. The scores are really good today, Snips. The scores are good. They're going well. But don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. I'm going to learn how to say... so I want translate. And then I've got it set to Korean to English, but I have lost my card. Please. No? Alright. Enter, you enter it here. I have lost my card. And that's obviously English. Abacada effaga. A, B, C, D, E. English. That one. To Korean, if you want it in Korean, which I obviously do because I've got it set to Korean, because I always translate things to Korean just to find out. Kadeuleo il Iobioliasos Ioyo. So that, I mean, that is quite difficult to say out loud, even in English. Let alone if you tried to read it in Korean, which you wouldn't have a go at that. You wouldn't. You'd have no chance. Look. No wonder people in Korea use those little symbols, because if they were the words, they'd have no chance. Right, that was Korean anyway, and now we want Estonian. I'm guessing now that it's going to be a little bit like Russian, maybe. Olen oma kaardi. See, this is much easier. Kaardi. It's not what you think. It's not a cardigan. It's not a Bacardi Breezer. Little drink of Bacardi Breezer. Oh, I'll have a nice Bacardi and Coke. No, it's your cardigan. No, it's not your cardigan. I said it's not. Now I've got it in my head as cardi equals cardigan. Damn it. It means your card. Card. It could mean lost my. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Cardi B. There you go. Yeah, Cardi B. I'm looking for the new album by Cardi B. Sorry. Olen oma Cardi Kawatanund. Tanund. Kawo. What the hell's this word? Olen, you can read that. Oma, you can read that. Cardi, yep. Kawotanud. What? Kawotanud? So, Oma must be mine. My. Olen, I have. To have. Have would be a past participle. So, one of these must mean have. And one of them, I have lost my. One of them must be lost. I think Olen's lost. Oma's my, but the past tense of. And Cardi, yeah? Olen lost. Oma, my, Cardi. I have lost. And what's Cowatund? Right, now I have to do it backwards. Estonian. And I'm just going to put the one word. Cowatund lost. Oh, Cowatund's lost. So it was Oma, own, Cardi, Carotund, Cowatund, Oma Cardi Cowatund, lost your card. So that first word that I forgot must be mine. So that's enough though. Right, could I play the audio pronunciation? Oh, I can. Oh, I can. Right, okay. I'll press back and it didn't go back. So we want English first. I have lost my card. I mean, also I'm saying it out loud, so you've already got the advantage of me saying it out loud, which is like an English translation, but maybe not exact. Let's try Korean first.
카드를 잃어버렸어요. 카드를 잃어버렸어요.
잃어버렸어요. 카드를 잃어버렸어요. And then we wanted a bit of Estonian. So a little bit of Estonian.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud.
Which is a little, it sounds like it's got a bit of a Scandinavian lilt to it.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud. You know that kaardi kaotanud at the end there. Olen must mean have in the past. Olen oma kaardi kaotanud. And that's all you need, right? That's all you need to travel for free in Estonia. Because you step on the bus, you haven't got your card, you say that, olen oma kaardi kaotanud, and they just go, don't care. No one else is paying, get on, mate. I mean, there is an issue, because if that's all you can understand and say, then if they say, no, sorry, we definitely need your cards today, there are 3 policemen on the back, you'd go, alright, thanks, and you get on. You need to know what they're saying as well in response, but now we know that public transport is free to the Estonians. All you need is that.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud.
Olen oma kaardi kaotanud. That'll get you around. That'll get you everywhere. Olen must turn oma from your into my. Oh, maybe that, yeah. Maybe that, yeah. I find languages really interesting, but the only ones I can really get a grasp of. I'll tell you what I can do. I can do, like, code words. Like if I were to say to you, POTUS. You know that means the president, don't you? POTUS is the president of the United States of America. But until someone explained what it meant, you were like, POTUS, why do they say POTUS? And then you learn it and then you know it. So now I know kaardi and kaotanud. I can say them. I can't do the verbs and the past and the present and all that. But I could go kaardi kaotanud, kaardi kaotanud. You know, I can say, like, I can translate word for word. Like it's a secret code that we know. Like in French, like legumes is beans. You know, I'll always remember that beans equals legumes. I'll always have a, like, one-to-one translation. I could put more of them in my brain, like different code words for beans. But if you want me to say beans in the past or beans in the future or can I have a big packet of beans, like, then it starts to get a bit confusing for me. And I'd rather just lean on the, just like beans. So that's interesting, isn't it? We're learning words, you know, that we could get used to help with our Unicef. Talking of words, see how I did a wonderful, see how I did a link there. See how I did a link. Words on streams. Words on streams. Words on streams. Words on streams. That's right. She looks sad. Those people in that picture, they might not be real. They might not be real refugees. You know, if I'm joking now, I'll precede this with the fact I'm joking. Sometimes people don't know if I'm joking or not. But if I was running a charity, and I wanted money out of people, I wouldn't just use pictures of real refugees. They're going to look all rubbish. No one would want to give them money, real refugees. Let's get some models involved. I'm sure there's some very good-looking people in Ukraine. Look, she's got model features, like you say. I'm sure there's some very good-looking people in Ukraine. These are probably professional models that they've been hired. Can we get you to look sad? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Cheese. No, not cheese. Something you don't like instead. No, you haven't got any cheese. You're hungry. Think hungry. That's it. I'm just going to put a little bit of Vaseline on his lips to make him look like he's been. We're just gonna poke you in the eye a little bit to make you look like you've been crying if you can't get that going. And we've got some clothes for you to wear. So if you just like to take off your Versace jacket and pop this on, make you look a little bit more. Because her hair's quite well done, isn't it? I mean, I'm not being funny, but her hair's quite well done, isn't it? Like if you were fleeing from a war and you managed to take your hairdryer and your brushes and your serum, good for you. But like my hair would look well rushed. It's quite a nice cut on the hair. It's quite a nice cut, quite a nice shape to it. I suppose if you're fleeing the war, you might want to get yourself a haircut before you go, mightn't you? I don't know, but she looks quite neat. Could just be a model. I mean, it could be real refugees. No one wants to see unattractive war refugees. Exactly. You don't. Like, you know when you go take photographs of you know, when like war photographers go and take photographs of the war, and everyone's running, and they're like, oh, well, wait, like a bomb goes off, and everyone's running. They're, wait. You three, can we get you to the back? 2 of you over there, can you come to the front? I can't see you, and then if the camera can't see, if you can't see the camera can't see you. Okay, everyone back to your first positions, and 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, shooting. Bigger smiles. I mean, not bigger smiles. This is a war. Bad smiles. The bad smiles. What's the bad smile? The frown. When you're angry. Be angry. Can we have? Okay, cut. Gonna get you over there. I want to run it again. This time, as you step over the obstacle, can you fall into the water? And I'd like to see you try and rescue them, please. Thank you. Okay, back to first positions. Do you have any more attractive orphans? Because these just aren't doing it for me. No one's going to want to send money to these orphans. We need more attractive orphans. Where'd you keep the good-looking orphans? No? Just these, is it? Right, and then they have to do that, you know, that photographic job where you're booked for the, I don't know if you do know, because I've been a photographer in my time, but only a little bit, and I'm not, say, like, sometimes you're booked for, like, a wedding or something, yeah, and your job is to go and take pictures of everyone, and not everyone is that photogenic, not being mean about anyone, but sometimes people don't want their photo taken, sometimes it's hard to get a good shot of someone. Sometimes they're like stuffing their face with olives the whole time, and like you just keep wandering past just thinking, when they put those olives down, I'm going to get, you know, Auntie Jean needs to be in the damn wedding photos, and it's my job to get a photo of Auntie Jean, and every time I walk past her she's got those fucking olives in her face again. I can't go up to her and say, Auntie Jean, could you put the olives down and give your face a wash, it's time for your photo. You just have to do your best, don't you? Just have to do your best. But like, you know, you'd be there taking photos of the orphans thinking, these aren't going in my portfolio. So you're just going through the motions, really. You're just like snap, send off the photos. That's what you look like. I couldn't do anything about it. There you are. They're not going in my portfolio. But then you get some orphans who are really, you know, really photogenic, and you think, oh, this is the gold. Right, this is for my portfolio. Right, I'm going to really do a good job on these ones. Time to put the good lenses on, you know. I'm sure that goes on in war photography, doesn't it? Sure they see a bunch of photogenic orphans. Oh, I'm having a bad joke. I'll tell you what, I'm having a bad joke because it's bad in the Ukraine, it's horrible. That's why we're raising money for Unicef, and we're trying to keep it light and have a good time at the same time. I'll tell you another story. I have found in this world a friend of mine who has got a friend of a friend more, who has got some Ukrainians living at their house. Now, they're on holiday in Spain at the moment, or they have been for the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to put a word in, and I'm going to see. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not getting your hopes up, but I'm going to ask, is it possible that they might want to come here and do a little podcast in this room? We still have to get the camera set up and things, but I thought that's a good idea, isn't it? Maybe we can get a Ukrainian refugee on the camera, do a little pod. I mean, it might be a bit harsh, they might not want to talk, they might be upset, but they're living at my friend's house, so when they get back off holiday, I'm going to say what I've just said to you, to them. I'm going to leave the ball in their court, and if they want to come over here, it's a little bit of a car journey. They might not want to. They might not want to do it at all. I don't know. But I'll at least ask. So, you never know. You never know. And that's what we're going to try and get up to. By the end of this year, I really hope that we're getting up to some conversations on stream with some interesting people. In those conversations, we'll need to use our words. And so... You're back in the room, next level. Whoa, I just took you straight in without the music. That was a bit of a mistake by me. Straight in without the music. Hang on. That'll have to do. Shit, you're in the next level. Quick, and there's an X. Explode. Exploding into action there. The dope man, please can I have another fix. Yeah. Although I can't say any of those lyrics because they're all slightly on edge, but the dope man, elope. Oh, we're gonna disappear and get married. On the doll. Oh, I've been on the doll. Look, oh my god, the words are exploding, and elope and explode look so similar. PC plod got popped in. They're all the words are getting thrown in now. They're all getting thrown in now. I remember being on the doll. I can tell you a story or two about that. the deep peel. The deep peel. I don't want you to just remove the top layer of my skin. I want you to do the deep peel. I want chunks of apple coming away with it. We're gonna go to the expo, and then we're gonna lope our way to the expo. I'm gonna be using all the words. Load, hit the mother load now. We've hit. Look at this. Oh, I do need to. One of you needs expelling because we have nearly doubled the total. One of you needs expelling because we're 103 of 68. That is a huge number of words. Pole is making me think like the Poland because we're close to it, but we're talking about Estonia today. I peed in the sea. It didn't make a difference. I peed in the sea though. It didn't make a difference. And then the final padlock is now gone. And there's only 3 words to go. You don't even have to get them, to be honest. But if you did, you'd clear the entire round. And I've never seen it done. In fact, I feel like we're going to get a round skip coming on. Because that was such a strong performance. Sinking the hits, writing my hits. Writing my rhymes. Polled! I got polled. Oh my days! We skipped 3 levels. 3. We're up to level 7. We're up to level 7. I've never seen it done. Everyone is on it today, aren't they, Snips? They're on it today. Dreamwatcher, are you new? I think Dreamwatcher might be new. I have to try and, use the old memory banks and log everyone's name, but it's nice to see new people. Sorry if I'm offending you by saying you're new and you're not new, you've been here before, but oh, Lindsay knows what's up. Yes, that's right, we're now going to the fake letter round, so get your wits and shits about you, because in the next round it does get harder. One of the letters is a fake letter. One of the letters is a Donald Trump fake news. One of the letters is a fake letter, and it will confuse you and bamboozle you, and you'll write words and why isn't it working? Because one of the letters ain't even in the thing, but they've shown it. It won't let you know until right at the end. So you'll have a very quick bit at the end where it tells you, oh, this is the fake letter, you better get in quick. But otherwise, you're going to be running up against a fake letter. So we'll do some interesting facts about Estonia, and then we'll be on level 7. I've never seen it done so well. To UNESCO, they could call it UNESCO, couldn't they? Or Runesco. UNESCO. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organisation. So it's part of the UN. They're all about the Ukraine response as well. Oh, I'm not showing it yet. I'm not showing it yet. Hang on. There you go. They're all about the Ukraine response as well. I suppose it must be a bit of an issue if your job is to sort of protect the history and the culture, and then someone wants to go and blow it up. I suppose you must have a bit of an issue there. And that dude, look at this. He's got a mask on. He's got one of those dentist's masks on, and he's got all dirt on his face. I don't think that mask is good enough for what you're doing, mate. If you've got all dirt on your face like that, I don't know if that mask is going to protect you from anything. Certainly your worries are going to be slightly bigger than microbial infection, aren't they? If you're in a war and you've got all dirt on your face because of the blowing ups and the bombs. Reconcile with nature, Mosul. I'm here because I want to know about Estonia. Promoting safety of journalists at a conference on freedom of the media. It supports the culture sector in the Gaza Strip. I thought it was just going to list the places. It's not listing the places at all. Funny website you've got there is UNESCO. You'd think the main thing, if people turn up to the website and your job is like all about World Heritage, you'd think you'd have a list of the sites. Like main thing. That's what people hear about. Lists and designations. World Heritage. The list. I don't want the list. I want to be able to search the list. Here we go. Search the list. Estonia. 2 properties, 1 transboundary. What did it say here? 2 World Heritage Sites, yep. This ties up, this ties up. And what are they? The Historic Centre Old Town of Tallinn and the Struve Geodetic Arc. So the Old Town makes sense. It's an old town. It's the first town that was built. The old bit of the big town. You know, it makes sense, doesn't it? The historic old town. Most big cities have got a bit of this going on. UNESCO World Heritage. You're not going to be knocking that down and blowing it up. You're going to be keeping it as it is, thanks. We want to go and have a look around it. It looks nice. The historic old town. We've seen a few of those views already. So let's see what this other thing is. The Struve Geodetic Arc. The Struve Arc is a chain of survey triangulations stretching from Hammerfest in Norway to the Black Sea through 10 countries. They're points of survey carried out between 1816 and 1865 by the astronomer Friedrich Georg William Struve, which represented the first accurate measuring of a long segment of a meridian. It's interesting, isn't it? It helped to establish the exact size and shape of the planet. Exact 1816. It helped to establish the exact size and shape of the planet. Wasps. Talking wasps in chat. I like to think that if bees make honey, wasps make treacle. And then I think less badly of them, but they don't. They don't make any treacle, but it'd be nice if they did, wouldn't it? If bees make honey, then wasps can make treacle. And I fished a wasp out of the paddling pool yesterday and saved its life. And I said to it, when I put it down on the grass, I said to it, now listen you, I hope you remember I've just saved your life. I put my face up close and like that. I'm not trying to scare you, but I hope you remember I just saved your life. And please don't sting me or cause me any problems in the future. Thank you. Take that back to your mates and let me know. What were they measuring exactly? Right, we'll have a look. I'll tell you, because this will be a big one for Tartaria, won't it? Like we discovered, this is one of the things that I think goes against the Tartaria. Like we're not talking Tartaria now, but you know, the Tartaria, the flat earth, all that stuff. This is one of the things that goes against it. Not this specifically, but the fact that you can look at something else entirely. Like today we're looking at words, and we happen to have brought up Estonia and its place in Europe. And you know, we're just chatting, aren't we? We're just chatting, and then you bring up something like this, and it turns out that in 1816 they drew this line, and I'm in the way, but the line goes all the way from the north of Scandinavia all the way to the south into what we now know is Belarus. Big line of points they plotted, and it was a big geographical survey. And like this sort of conversation about this, like, is evidence on one side or the other. I'm not telling you which side it is. It might prove the world is flat, or it might prove it's a chuffing triangle, whatever. When you look into it, it might say it's, you know, it might say a bit, mightn't it? But when we talk about like the Tartaria and the, you know, the different ideas, sometimes we don't know. Like, I never knew that in 1816 astronomer Friedrich Georg Wilhelm Struve did this. But I suppose if you live in Estonia, you probably talk about it a little more because it's like part of your history. But they've got these, look, they think it's a globe anyway. That's what they came up with. Put a big monument thing there. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you can read into that however you want. You can learn about that if you want. It might prove that, you know, that might have had to be dug up out of a...
You write born to kill on your helmet and you wear a peace button. Was that supposed to be some kind of signal?
I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
You know, I actually had a dream that I changed that sound, because I need to change that sound, because every time I get tippies, which is wonderful, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, I really do. Every time I get tippies, I have to wave my arms and scream, and it's hot in the UK at the moment, and it's quite an issue. This for saving the little waspy. He's off to sting my enemies. Yeah, I've got a wasp working on my behalf. Thank you for the tippies. I really appreciate it. I really do. And I can't help but save even the bad animals. I don't want to watch them suffer, so... thanks. Having a little conversation in chat there about words again, I'm not going to get into, but Now, I just wanted to say, for me, what this says to me is that there's more history that I don't know about in different countries that might, support some of the ideas. And it's interesting that you could say, oh, well, this couldn't possibly exist, or certain ideas about flat Earth or Tartaria might not factor Estonian history and their perspectives into it, or it might be the other way around. I'm open-minded. So until I look into it deeply, I won't know. I don't know exactly what Struve did. I just know that he went across and made a line. I don't know exactly what it means, but the Struve geodetic arc has been inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The arc stretches to the Black Sea to the Arctic Ocean and has been used to determine the size and shape of the Earth. It was at the observatory of the University of Tartu that Struve conceived the idea of measuring the arc and took the first steps to implement it. The geographic coordinates of the observatory in 1810 were measured in 1812. The geographic coordinates of the observatory, completed in 1810, were measured in 1812. I don't know enough about that shit to know, it's just telling me it. I need to dig into it deeper, but, yeah, I think, tell you what, I love the brickwork. Look at the coloured brickwork, I love that. That's nice, isn't it? I think it would probably be evidence for either one or the other, wouldn't it? The Struve geodetic arc. It'd either be evidence for one side of that story or the other. So. And it's not factored into either argument. Like when people talk about Tartaria, flat Earth, or any of these things, I've never heard of the Struve geodetic arc being brought up. Because I was ignorant of it until now. I'd never heard of it myself. But maybe, there's a lot of information that we are ignorant of that might support or destroy one side or the other of those arguments. So it's worth being open-minded. Because if you're listening to this and you'd never heard of the Struve geodetic arc like I hadn't, then it's worth being open-minded, isn't it? We drink water. We did an episode on harnessing the natural electricity. Martin was talking about it recently. We'll talk about Martin probably tomorrow, and the Tartarians probably tomorrow actually, because I do want to catch up with them. But we did a whole episode on how electromagnetism, electronic induction, magnetic induction is a real thing. If I go videos and I just scroll down until I see a picture of our boy, what's his name? You know his name. Tesla, there he is. Tesla, Tartaria, Free Energy, Antiquitech Live. I did a big episode on it, explained all how electricity works, and what we got to in the end was that yes, it's possible. If I had a big power source, if I had a power generator in my house, like a big power source, I could create a tower that could beam out electromagnetic energy, and you could have a tower and you could receive that electromagnetic energy out of the air. You'd have to be in the right location, you have to be close enough, you'd have to have it's about magnetic waves and how they excite the electrons. So you can transmit wireless power through that system, absolutely. And the reason they don't do it, Tesla discovered that when they were discovering electricity and working out how to send it around. And they said, oh, actually, Nicola, that's no good to us because we're looking to charge people for our electricity. We've got a big power plant and we want to get that power into people's homes. And Tesla said, well, you can do it for free through the air, through electromagnetic induction. And they said, no, we don't want to do that because you can't charge for it. We wouldn't know how many people are using it. They'd all get it for free through the air, essentially. We'd still have to pay for the generating of the power. So we've got a problem there. No thanks, Nicola. And instead they laid down loads of wires and all sorts. We had transformers and wires. I learned all about them. It's in that episode. And on top of that, if you then say, okay, but look, here we go, I'll show you.
Chuffy 1, 2. This is a little sound check to get the stream started.
I've got to find the bit.
Sound check for me to get the stream started. What we need is...
you can actually receive energy through the air because we're pumping energy out into the air. Now that's what I was talking about, look, coupled magnetic resonance. So that can be done. If you wanted to use that as a system for our transfer of power globe, like let's say in Britain, we're going to go with this instead of we're going to go with the free system instead of, you'd have to have those things built in the roads so the cars could fly over the top of them and connect the magnetic coupling. You'd have to have those things in all the houses. You'd have to have these couplings everywhere. You'd have to have a new infrastructure. It's still like putting wires everywhere, but you're putting in a different infrastructure, and that infrastructure, because like you wouldn't just receive the electromagnetic waves, you'd have to have the infrastructure to receive them and spread them around, and that infrastructure would cost money, like wires do, because it'd be made of copper in the main. So you could have that. You could have that charging your cars and stuff as well. Like, you know, you could do it, but like we said, it couldn't be regulated as easily, so they didn't do it. But I wanted to show you, I found people taking energy out of the air with a device. Like, people believe that you can take energy out of the air with like free energy devices. This was Electro Boom looking at them and making a video like debunking them. But there are, god damn it man, my episodes are so long and confusing. I should have tagged this with all the different, they're not that confusing. It makes sense if you watch it in one long go. But there are devices where you can pull energy out the air with, here we are, here I found it. So what these guys are doing is they've got a very simple antenna system, and it's receiving electromagnetic energy in the way I just described through the air. Come on, my channel. So the problem here is that, again, it's not free energy. It's free to us, but it's not free if no one's turning the handle. So what I was saying there is they've got this thing. It's only enough energy to power a thermometer. The radio waves we pump out, the televisions, the radios, you know, the signals, it's all energy, and they pump it out and they receive it. They found a way, but it's only enough to power like a very small thermometer. Here it is.
To charge that phone.
And it stands for wireless ambient radio power.
Wireless
According to
ambient
them,
radio power.
We're just entering the boom years.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly
That was 10 years old, that video, so that's why I say we didn't enter the boom years, because
long email from your
a lot of power. Radio signal. This
here we are.
picks up the radio signal. Comes through this coax cable here. Little rectifying circuit turns the radio signal into regular DC voltage, just like a battery would put out. And right now it's powering this kitchen thermometer.
So that's exactly what Tesla was talking about, and what you're talking about is taking power out of the air and powering something. The problem is that the energy that we have in the atmosphere isn't enough to power things. It's not. The way it works is it's about that electromagnetic resonance. It's about the frequency of the wave that's created, and we run, like, you know, and this ties into what we talk about with 4G and 5G in a way as well. We run things on waves that aren't, like, they're not powerful enough. You can't generate enough out of them. So there is one other factor to consider, which is these resonances of the atmosphere of the Earth, because the Earth has its own electromagnetic field, and it creates resonance, and that resonance is called the Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance. And what happens is the electromagnetic field of the Earth reflects back off the atmosphere, the ionosphere. I can't pretend to be, you know, super clever here, but I know that I can see this and, you know, kind of get what it's saying. Yeah, is you've got an atmosphere around the Earth, you've got electromagnetic waves coming out the Earth, they hit the atmosphere, they bounce back, and you get this resonance. It's a bit like a feedback loop with a microphone. You know, when you get the microphone too close to the speaker and it goes ooh, it's like it's resonating, it's coming back and it's resonating. Now, if you could capture the Schumann resonance, if you could capture the Schumann resonance and generate power with it, that would be good, because it's free power then, isn't it? Everything else we've been talking about, capturing electricity out of the air, doesn't work because there's not enough. Like, the static electricity in the upper atmosphere, there's not enough to power anything. You can see that by the nature of thunderstorms. If we were to have enough power to power our, you know, systems, we would have to connect up the static electricity in the upper atmosphere that you're talking about, that creates thunderstorms and stuff. We'd have to connect that with the inner core of the Earth and create a circuit. And that's what happens when the electricity, like, lightnings, it completes a circuit, doesn't it? And that discharges all of that static charge into the Earth. It earths it, and that's what lightning is. So the problem that you can see through the problem you can see, no, your big Buddha statues can't be energy collectors, I'd explain, because they would have to be constantly being hit by lightning. Like, you imagine how often you have a thunderstorm, how often that happens, and how often the lightning hits when it happens. You're talking about a consistent circuit that we can power things from. So all these things would have to be consistently electrocuted. Like, it couldn't just be like hit by lightning once and then that's charged all the batteries for 6 months and we're away. Like, you'd have to be consistently and constantly doing it, and that's not possible, is it? Like, you can see that, because where's my consistent thunderstorm? Where's my lightning? You know, but it would be like lightning, because that is what electricity is. That is, lightning is when there's enough static charge in the upper atmosphere or near atmosphere to discharge into the earth. So it'd have to be like that. You'd have to complete the circuit. Don't worry though, Tesla's already been on that. Tesla's already been thinking about that, because, you know, he's quite the big brain, isn't he? So what Tesla wanted to do, here you see his arcing coils, and he built a really big one. What Tesla was up to try, the Warden Cliff Tower it was called. We're getting a little bit off topic now, but we're going to do words in just a second once I've explained this. Warden, it's quite interesting. Warden Cliff Tower. Now, it had two purposes. One purpose was to broadcast those waves, like I said, so that he could prove that you could push electricity out through that electromagnetic field, and that someone nearby could receive that electricity. So he set that tower up to do that. He needed a big generator to send out the electricity. The next idea was to run a rod down into the centre of the earth, all the way down far enough to hit water, and it had two like feeding chambers to it as well. Like, anyway, he grounded the tower into the earth, and his idea was he would start the resonance, you know, that Schumann resonance, that resonance. He thought that you could, if you get an electricity strike strong enough, he could start a resonance circuit that would be like jump starting a car almost, and once you got it started, it would then keep resonating. And he was wrong. He couldn't. So there you go. Of course, he never really got to finish these works, because when he got up to that point, they removed his funding. The people that were paying for this didn't want him to do this. They wanted him to work out an electricity meter so that they could make some money on their electricity business. And he was busy doing this. So they said, okay, I'm pulling the funding. But since then, that idea has been in the public consciousness, and anyone could achieve it, and no one has. If we could harness the Schumann resonance, we'd be in a very strong position. It would be an interesting thing, but you'd have to. The problem with the Schumann resonance is it's so weak that if you could harness it, it could only run like a, you know, a watch, a wristwatch. So you'd have to amplify the resonance, and it's not a case of amplifying the initial circuit. It's a case of amplifying the resonance, and that's, you know, it's not been done. Let's put it like that. If you've got any other questions about that, have a look at Tesla Tartarian Free Energy on my channel. Have a look at that, because it might be, you know, some of the questions are covered in that. Tesla Tartarian Free Energy, Antiquitech Live. I tried really hard to dig into all the different things and to give it a good open look, you know. And it would be nice. It would be nice. The problem with the high altitude connection with the grounded earth that you've got with those towers is the high altitude connection requires height, the grounded earth requires depth. And when I say depth, I mean, we're not talking about just plug it into the earth with like a screwdriver. We're talking about drill it down into the core of the earth. So like, we haven't got that, and we don't have that. Like, it's quite a distance between the two. Quite a distance between the two. You know, you're talking about up as high as planes fly, and down as low as we've ever drilled into the earth. So, like, Tesla thought he could achieve it by hitting a body of standing water under the earth's surface in the mantle. But we're talking about drilling down, you know, deeper than that. The magnetic resonance is projected from the earth's core. So, like, it's quite hard for us to do that. Now it's quite hard for us to do that. I mean, I don't know how they would have done it in history, drill down to the earth's core. But it would require something quite, you know, quite... It seems a bit much. And then even then, all you're doing is linking up with the Schumann resonance, Like the amount of static electricity in the upper atmosphere is not enough to create a consistent electric. It's just not enough. It's the magnetic resonance of the Earth that creates that extra energy that we could maybe harness, and you'd have to amplify it, like I said. So, so I don't know. That's my perspective on it anyway. You might, you can think differently if you want, but at least we looked at it, we covered it, we found all the different, I'll tell you what I found is that because there's some confusion, and I think I can see where the confusion comes from, is that it seems really like loopy to say you can have wait, I'll say you can have wireless energy. Like I can charge things without plugging them in, and that's like, wow, my toothbrush does that, my phone does that, my iWatch can do that, and that's because that's technology. But it seems like future tech to us because we're so reliant on wires, because we were made reliant on wires by companies that didn't want us to do this, because if we could do this, they couldn't charge us for the electricity, they couldn't monitor how much we were taking, so they never did this. But it's been around for a long time. That since simple principle has been known since we discovered electricity, and it's been used a lot, and Tesla was trying to push it. And so I can see where the confusion comes in, because at Tesla's end, he was trying to send out power for free. Like if he was successful at Warden Cliff, everyone around the Warden Cliff area would have got free electricity as long as they had one of these Tesla towers to receive it. But it wouldn't have been free, because Tesla would have had to pay for it to generate it. Look, there's the plan of how he wants to drill into the Earth to the water table. The water table's not actually that deep, is it? You need to go deeper, really, but and it didn't work anyway. So, but that's why we think free energy, because the conversation at the time was, I don't want to give this energy out for free, Nicola. I'd like to charge people for it. So, nearly 100 years later, people are getting confused. Tesla was trying to give away free energy. Tesla had the secrets to free energy. They tried to shut him down. It's not quite like you think. It makes more sense the way I've explained it. So, there you go. There's a lot of different ideas going on in the chat. Interesting, yeah. Certainly believe that electromagnetism could be perceived by animals, but then we've got another problem there, which is that the Earth's magnetic field is not consistent. I'd say this, and then honestly, we want to get into words again, but the Earth's electromagnetic field change. It actually inverts. The forces that generate the field are constantly changing, as in the centre of the Earth, the liquid metal that's at extreme pressure, the magma surrounding it. The field itself is in continual flux, waxing and waning over time. This causes the location of the magnetic north and south poles to gradually shift and even completely flip every 300,000 years or so. And when it does flip, because it will, when it does flip, it might cause us some technical difficulties, but I'm sure we'll work them out. But the problem with the idea that all nature, apart from us, has this sort of psychic sense of magnetism is that then they'd all be off course, because today it would point them here and tomorrow it would point them there. Like, in general, they might get a gist of it and it might help, yeah, but because it's constantly in flux and it flips, then the whole world would grind. Like, if all nature, all animals, or whatever, let's just say birds, if birds were relying on magnetic fields and it flipped, then suddenly they'd fly the wrong way for winter and they'd all die. They'd all end up in the wrong place, and they wouldn't know why, because the magnetic field's in flux and they wouldn't know how to deal with it. So it's less likely that that's their primary like they could maybe perceive it, but it's less likely that magnetism is their primary sensory input, and more likely that vision and perceptions of things like temperature, wind direction, stuff like that, they're in flux as well. They're in flux as well, of course. So, but they're a bit more consistent maybe over seasons. I don't know. I'm not a bird, but the magnetic field is in flux and it does change. But there is a point here, which is that we do have a huge magnetic field emanating from the Earth, and we could utilize it to generate free energy. Yeah, we could. But I'll tell you something else. We've got a giant fucking nuclear reactor right up just over there in the sky, and that generates free energy. And you had a load of free energy yesterday when you turned the sun's sunlight into vitamin D in your body. No one charged you for it. When it grew the plants, some things were burning, but you know, when it grew the plants in my back garden through its sunlight, no one charged me for that. I have to pay for the water, but we've got a free energy generator right up in the sky, and it creates fucking loads of heat energy through nuclear fission or fusion, nuclear reaction anyway, and like that's the sun. So we just need to harness that. Or the wind, that's free energy as well. The wind, or the tidal forces, because as the tide comes up, it forces a turbine one way, and as the tide goes down, it forces a turbine another way. Another great way of doing it is, here's my mug. I'm going to raise this right above sea level. When the tide comes in, it'll fill it up, and then when the tide, not right above sea level, maybe, what you do is you use free energy like solar energy to pump water into it, and then when the tide goes down you let the water out and it can turn a turbine. Or you just simply, when the tide goes in, it fills it up. When the tide goes down, you now let the water out and it passes through a turbine. There's loads of ways to create free energy. Free to the point of the duration of your technology. Like, you know, obviously you've got to build a fan or a turbine, and then that's not free because you've got to build that, and then the turbine itself has a life, like a shelf life. It will wear out, and then once it's worn out, so it's not free forever, but you can harness the natural energies of the world for free. You know, you can. It's not some, it doesn't have to be some hocus pocus voodoo magic that no one's ever found out before about the magnetics, and it's not like some clever person on YouTube. So, and this is the other thing, if some clever person found it out, they wouldn't be secretly telling you on YouTube. They'd be making billions off it, wouldn't they? So it's not like Martin Leake knows some silly secret about ringing bells. It's not that. It's that the more obvious things may be true. Right, we're going to do some words on stream. I've taken it. I see, I'll get serious all of a sudden. But if you want to find out more about that, make sure you have a look on our channel at the huge video that we did covering it all. And if you've got any questions after that, then leave them in the comments or bring them to us here and I'll try and cover them, because I am open-minded. Words on stream. Words on stream. Words on stream. Words on stream. Yeah. Here's the words. We are up to level 7. Now I've done my best to get you chatting, to get you confused in chat. Stay away from this because I don't want to have to pay the chuffing money. I've done my best to, you know, to lag your brains now. Right, now it's time for you to do your best to get back in the game. We're going to have one missing letter, one letter that's not real, one letter that's fake that you have to work around. This is level 7, 3 levels from level 10 and giving the money to the Ukraine. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's have a go. Knonir. Knonir. Knogor. Noir. Oh, I like a bit of film noir. They're that's one of my favourite movie genres. So all those letters are in. Whoa! With unicorn, we should be able to work out which is the fake letter. Well done, historian. The G. It's got to be the G, hasn't it? The G's not real. Ignore the G. Don't listen to the G. Unless it's Darren G, in which case... L5 alive, L5 shout, count out UK, shouts out Darren G. Doing his best to live a good life, trying his hardest. Coin. Noun. Attention, there's a fake letter, but we're doing so well. I think we've got this. I think we've got this. These 4-letter words all count. Union. For the sake of the Union, the shape of the Union address. God save America. God save the Queen. 38 of 48. We need 10 more points, and they are available. There's a few 4 letters, a few 5 letters, and a 6. And we can ignore the G. Just forget the G. Don't even worry about the G. Don't even worry about it. The G ain't even relevant. The G, you can't use the G. Stop using the G. The G's the fake letter. Stop using it. Ignore the G. I'm seeing some good words popping up in chat, but I don't know why they're not working, so... It is the G, see? Oh no, here we go. Qua. Don't even know what that word is. Never seen it in my life before. 44 of 48. So, I'll have to learn a new word. We've got one more word. Can we get the one more word, or are we going to stall at level 7? Oh my days, we were doing so well today. Sinking the hits, there's still time. There's still time. Oh, we got it! I'm going to have to give the trophy money to charity. It's highs and lows. It feels good, but it feels bad. It's highs and lows. Well done, level 8. Level 8, I like it. Now I'm going to learn a new word. And this is what we really should be doing with our time on words on stream, isn't it? This is what we really should be doing. Now I'm going to learn a new word. Choir. Is it like a very posh choir? Oh, it's this stuff. Cocoa choir, coconut fibre. I've seen this before, actually. Get it in a brick. Get it in a bag. Have it as a mat. It's like, they use it for growing, don't they? Like, coconut choir, how to use it in the garden. I thought it looked like mud. They make ropes out of it. That's what I mean, peat moss versus choir. And choir doesn't seem to have any nutrients, so we do coconut. We do compost at our allotment. We use compost. I must have seen it at a garden centre or something. I didn't know you can make mats out of it. Wow, look at this. Oh, it's a tiny picture. They're all there just working with... It's the fibres of the outer shell of the coconut. It's worth knowing if you're ever lost on a desert island, you want those fibres from the outer shell of the coconut. You can use them to... Don't know what that is. Potting mix, that's more like it, yeah. Not that you're going to be potting any plants, are you? You're going to be struggling to survive on a desert island, so I probably don't. You could make a mat out of it, a little doormat. Forget it. Forget it. You'll be back in a bit, alright. Like... a bit, or like a long bit, or a short bit. I don't know if I should wait for you for the next round. You've got a choir rug in your house. I might have to go and buy one now, just because we talked about it. Look at that choir as a mattress filling. Seems quite ecological, doesn't it? I'm thinking I saw it at a garden centre in a big bag like that, like I said at the start. Just going back there like that in a big bag. Like compost. And I think I nearly bought it and they said, oh, that's not compost. It won't do your plants any good at all. And I said, alright, forget it then. And now we've got a big bin that I put all the compost in. And I make compost out of all the food I don't eat and bits of rubbish. So I don't even have to bother. There's a new word I learned. It's only a 4-letter word as well, so I can use that one day. And we're also looking at interesting facts about Estonia. They have online voting. This is something I can't believe we don't have in the modern world everywhere. But you can cheat online voting. You can't prove it's so much. How do you know it's so? Yeah, well, you can do my banking online, so it's safe with my money. Yeah, I can do my banking online, so if it's safe with my money, I'm pretty sure it's safe with my vote. Don't you think? Like, what's more important to you, your bank account or your whether your vote is tampered with? I think most people, you see, too easy to cheat, you say. Too easy to cheat. Yeah, but why is my bank not too easy to cheat then? Like, surely banking's more important. Like, the global banking system works online. When I say global, I mean global. I mean the big banks, everything now, it all works on the internet. The stock market, all of that, isn't it? So, like, I'm pretty sure... I mean, you could still have... If you had online voting, you could still have physical votes. You could choose. But I think it would benefit society, because I bet there's a lot of people who aren't politically engaged who have got like 1 million apps on their phone who vote for fucking Love Island every week, and yet they're not politically engaged. And I bet if you made an app on your phone, thumbprint, face recognition, online voting, I mean, it obviously works for Estonia. It works for my bank because I trust the banking with my money, and that's more important to me in a way than my once every 5-7 years I get a vote. In the UK at the moment, we're not going to get a vote. We're going to get another Prime Minister that we didn't elect. Remember Boris Johnson, we didn't elect him initially. He followed on from Theresa May, who we didn't elect. And now we're going to get another one that we didn't elect. Boris Johnson did win the election on that Brexit thing. So we've got a choice of 3 now. They're all cunts. I shouldn't go too political, but they're all cunts. Liz Truss is like one of the worst people in the world. She's a vile liar, lining her own pockets. So is Penny Mordaunt. She tells lies about Brexit and transsexuals. So she's a fucking knob, like a twat, like a dickhead. She's got loads of money. All three of these are financially well off enough to buy their way into an important position in the Tory party. And that's how it works in the Tory party. You pay your way into the job and you get to do it for a bit and then you don't get to do it forever. But no one gets to be Prime Minister forever. So you pay your way into your 5-year slot and then, you know, behind the scenes in the Conservative Party, you know, the big people that are behind the scenes are always there, always calling the shots, always taking the money. But we're going to get one of these cunts that we didn't Fishminge, old Fishminge. We're going to get Fishminge or Sunak. Like, it's just disgusting. So we don't vote. It doesn't matter. You don't get a vote. You're not going to get an online vote. If we had an online voting system, maybe we could get involved more often. You know, like we have that system where they go in the Houses of Parliament and we vote once every 5 years. And then they talk about it. Like, how many times have they made a rule or a law about your life over the last 5 years? Not as many as they should be doing because they're too busy messing around talking about other shit. For the last 6 months, we've talked about everything else other than running the country. But, you know, these idiots get to do that. When they put the laws in the Parliament, they all I think aye, yes, vote. The ayes to the left, the rights to the no. You know, they do the vote. Well, if you had a fucking online system, you could have a vote. Why can't I have a vote? On everything. Why can't I have CCTV in there and a little app and I can vote on it? It's too easy to cheat. It's too easy to fraud it, apparently. That's the reason why. Well, is that a good enough reason? It's not a good enough reason for my banking. It's too easy to fraud it. It's too easy to cheat it, so we can't have online banking. Well, I do have online banking. You know, it's too easy to cheat an Uber. Anyone could turn up, so you can't have taxis being booked online. You have to do it over the phone. No, we can do that online. It's too easy to fraud my holidays and to, you know, I book my holidays online. Everything's done online. They don't even honour the petitions. Yeah, but the reason you have petitions is because it doesn't mean anything. They don't have to honour them. They can ignore them. That's why they use that system. For us to change the system, they'd have to vote for the change. They're not going to. They don't want you involved in the... So online voting will never happen because it's a step toward us normal people being able to be more engaged with politics. So some countries are happy for that because they want their populace to be more engaged. They don't even have that many people in Estonia, so it don't matter. But for us, it's an absolute no-no. And the reasons given are, oh, we couldn't make it work, too much fraud. And then you have an American vote and Donald Trump says it's all been faked and frauded. So fraud is acceptable in the paper system. We couldn't possibly use an online system because it could be cheated. But it happens in you can be cheating the other system. The system they've got at the moment with computers, voting computers, you can stick a USB stick in and jam the system. Doesn't matter. Still do it. Still use those computers. In the UK, we use pens and paper. You cannot fake pens and paper. Oh, you can. You can fake that. You can fraud that. You can throw all the papers in the bin. Just make it up. So, I don't know. Maybe online voting would have a system of... you know, maybe you'd be able to go... Say at the end, right? Because, you know, we have our count, and you have to count it by hand. Like, that seems nuts. Maybe with an online system, you could actually... Like, with Bitcoin or something, you can trace the bar blockchain. You can trace the blockchain. You know, maybe with online voting, you could actually, you know, verify, and maybe there'd be other ways to make it safer. Maybe it could even be safer. More safe. I don't know, man. I've got my own mobile phone. Got my own credit card. Got my own... I don't have a credit card, but, you know, we've got all that stuff. But voting, oh no, couldn't possibly. Couldn't possibly. I'll tell you what. If you said the next general election is going to be online, yeah, it's going to be. And between now and then, we're going to put out a few £100 million, whatever, because the government throw this money around. You know, we're going to throw out some money. Obviously, they'd give the money to Nadeem Zahawi's company and he would make the system. But in the real world, you know, do you think you wouldn't be able to come up with it? Do you think someone like Elon Musk wouldn't be able to come up with it? There'd be people lining up. They'd be like, this is my online voting system. Use mine. It's really safe. And someone else would say, no, don't use theirs. Use mine. It's even safer. And then you'd have competition for it and you'd get the safest system possible. At the moment, there's no competition for voting systems. No one's trying to make it any safer, any less fraudulent. They're not even trying to improve it. They don't have a competitive reason to do so. You're still reliant on those controlling the tech and the algorithms at the top level, yes. Yes, you are. Which is why I suppose there's another way of doing it. Again, which would be open source. I can smell gas all of a sudden, which is a real worry because I'm in the room with the meter. Open source, I mean, there are pros and cons. Maybe it'd be easier to hack if it was open source. But open software development models that apply more broadly to industries and domains. It exists to share how open source can change the world. Transparency, collaboration, early releases, inclusive meritocracy and community. You would require the people themselves to police themselves on this in a way, wouldn't you? You know, you could create open source systems that weren't being controlled by the tech and the governments, that were being controlled by the people at large. Maybe you'd want that. Go and check on it. It could be... Well, I can't smell it, I can't. I mean, what do I know? I'm not a fucking gas man, am I? I've gone over there and I smelled it and I can't smell it anymore. It was just a whiff. It was just a waft. Maybe it's my breath. I don't know, maybe Mom's cooking onions in the other room. I don't know, man. If I light this lighter and I blow up, then I light this lighter and I blow up. And, you know, 3, 2, 1, and there you go. It's just, I'm brave. Yeah, exactly. You'll call the fire brigade if I blow up. Well, so will the neighbours, so don't worry. But yeah, there are options. What I'm saying is, yes, there are legitimate... these are legitimate things you're saying. Drink water. They're legitimate reasons why online voting is a worry. But I think you could also raise legitimate reasons why the system we have at the moment is a worry. And I think that if they can do my bank and they can do my chuffing, you know, my existence is with the government. My existence is online. I don't have a piece of paper in a folder somewhere that says Scotty Hottie and my national insurance number. It's all done by computers now. Do you know what I mean? If you book a ticket to go on an aeroplane, they don't write it down in a book. They use the computer, and they're pretty serious about those businesses. So, the high end, at the very high end, they're all using computers. So, for some reason, for voting, we can't have that. I don't buy it, and I think I agree with your legitimate concerns, absolutely. And I think the way to fix them is to say we're having online voting, fix these problems, and make it clear that we fix them, because we won't put up with it. We're the people. And we want a fair, transparent, collaborative system. So that's what I'd go for. That's what I'd go for. But it ain't on me, is it? It ain't on me. We're helping the Ukraine today. I'm going to try and cheer us up. Let's go for another fact about Estonia. They gave me the facts. I reacted to them, so it's not my fault. The kroon. Before adopting the euro, the Estonian currency was the kroon. Kroon. But even more interesting, the kroon. The kroon was Estonia's official currency for 2 periods in history. Don't care. The locals aren't religious. Only 16% give a shit about God. Only 16% say religion is an essential aspect. That's virtually none. Lightning has struck the church no fewer than 10 times, causing extensive fires in 1625, 1820 and 1931. So, they don't like God and God don't like them. There they are, with their traditional... whatever that is. So... Seto singing, okay. We're gonna find. I'm gonna give it energy, skibbity, come to get you lively. Sorry, I just degenerated into MCing that. I gotta give it Skibbity used to do that. He used to say those things. Skibbity. What I'm looking for now is this. And probably want it on YouTube. So this is the singing of Estonia. You see, we are learning and enjoying ourselves. Children's songs, so I'm glad I got a...
Tirka tirka tiidokene, karka karka kassikene, huumensaa kassaa ja hiiretytär lätmehele, nirkinoorele pujalle.
It's a bit aggressive. It's not like a lullaby, is it? It's like a disco number.
Tirka tirka tiidokene, karka karka kassikene.
There's a lot of happiness in it, isn't there? Like
Tirka tiidokene, karka karka kassikene, huumensaa kassaa. Hiiretytär lätmehele, nirkinoorele pujalle, tirka tirka tiidokene.
Maybe I should have that as my oh, you know the words. Do you know the words? Or maybe you don't. Just I could have that as our, you know, our sound for stream. When someone tippies me, I could change the sound.
Tirka tirka tiidokene, karka karka kassikene, huumensaa kassaa ja hiiretytär lätmehele, nirkinoorele pujalle, tirka tirka tiidokene, karka karka kassikene.
It's my new favourite. I'll tell you what the gas smell was. It's this that I'm smoking. Took a drag on that then. And I think, I don't know, it must be a strong one because it, before I had the taste of the smoke, I had the taste of this, like, song composed for picking berries. As you do. What are you off to do today, love? I'm off to pick some berries. Have you composed your song? No, you're right, I haven't. We better sit down at the piano before I go. I say piano, there's no piano. Makes you wonder as well, because in our culture, I would say composing a song, you know, traditional songs, I would, if you was to say play some traditional folk music, I would expect to see someone with an instrument. You know, this is all vocal. I don't know if it's because they've got a vocal tradition and these songs are not composed with instruments as backings, or if they just don't have the instruments with them, and like I would sing Happy Birthday to You, I wouldn't need the piano. You know, I wonder if it's that. There they got that thing around their neck again, that dish thing. So that must be traditional clothing. I'm not trying to be rude about it. It looks a bit like a dish. It's around their neck. It's big. It looks like it's made of tin, maybe. And they got the headwear, clothing. It's kind of it looks, you know, Russianesque, doesn't it? But not entirely, like, quite distinctive. She's got a baby in her arms. So that's berries. That's a song for picking berries. It goes on for quite a long time, look. And also what I'm noticing is it's very, like, rudimentary, the singing. It's in tune, I guess, but they're not like, you know, no one's like they're not very good singers, are they? They're not like in the Western culture of what we now accept. Like, there's quite a lot of good. What I'm trying to say is, on the radio, I hear a lot of good singers all the time, like really hitting those notes. And I know it's traditional folk music, so they don't have to be, but they're not even bothered to try. Like, it's not like opera or something else where, like, it's about the singing of the notes. Do you know what I mean? It's more just sort of like a folk song, isn't it? I mean, maybe she's got a really good singing voice in their culture, but I don't know, song composed for the fate of the Seto. It sounds the same. Hunte Billy Setomata, Hunte Setomata. It's got the same sort of like vibe. I get the feeling these are songs that they were sung, you know, my gran sang this, so now I sing it. I get the feeling they're those sort of songs. I don't think she was taught this in a, you know, in a school lesson, or do you know what I mean? It feels like it's much more. Lindsay says it's a walking song or a butter churning song. They only have one song here. I don't know how David Essex has got into the chat now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Imagine your nan singing it to you, and now it's your song in your culture. Yeah, I get it. I totally get that. Yeah. My granddad used to sing, "Shake hands with your uncle." I've got to try not to cry. Shake hands with your Uncle Mike, me boy, and here's your sister Kate, and here's the girl who used to swing down on the garden gate. Shake hands with all the neighbours, kiss the Collins all, you're as welcome as the flowers in May in dear old Donegal. Yeah. That gives me goosebumps and makes me want to cry, so maybe that's doing it for some Estonians out there. Dance Kargus for 4. There is now, see, someone here is a bit of a singer. You can hear one of them is like giving it the, like someone's giving it the actual singing, and it's got that more like Scandinavian, like it's got a bit of something Scandinavian to it. Like the language seems more Scandinavian than it does Russian, doesn't it? It seems less like and more like halagalaga. It's a bit of an interesting dance as well, because during the dance, only some of them are dancing. You have to stand still for a bit while these two do their bit. And they're like walking like little dolls. Like they're walking. It's a bit of a weird dance, isn't it? 'Cause you're keeping your arms straight down by your side. I mean, it's weird to me, but it might be totally normal to them. Cool. I like that bit. Loody, 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 loody. It reminds me a lot of the Sufis, Islamic Sufis, who spin and chant and feel closer to God through the process, and the way the dresses spin out like that. And the repetition. The bride's lament to her mother. Aww. So this is a proper wedding song, look. That's cool, and it's traditional, and like I absolutely say we should abandon traditions, like we shouldn't need to worry about them. You don't like, just because some people 100 years ago dressed in a funny hat at a wedding doesn't mean you have to. But at the same time, it is beautiful to keep these things alive through repeated observance of rituals, but not take them as far to heart as to say, like, you know, without this a wedding is nothing. Traditions, you know, Queen Victoria started eating a turkey at Christmas, so now we do, but before it was a goose. You didn't used to have a tree in your house until some fucker brought one in. Like, Father Christmas was green before Coca-Cola coloured him in red. You know, all this stuff. Traditions don't mean anything. You don't still poo in a hole in the ground. You don't still keep your cool foods in a traditional box in your garden. Like, you use modern technology. So you abandon a lot of traditions. You abandon them. You totally abandon them. Like, it used to be traditional on Father's Day to take a leg of lamb round to your dad's house. I don't see many people taking legs of lamb. I made that one up. See, but like, but we still revel in and enjoy certain. I'm not saying abandon them. I'm saying that appreciate them, keep them alive as a historical record, but don't take everything so much to heart that you have to live your life by things that people in the past thought, because we live in the modern world today, and you don't take any of the responsibility. You know, you're not having any. I'm not going to come around your house and say your great grandfather was a slave master, so bad you. You know, I need some of your money now to give to somebody. No, it's not how it works. Like, nothing I did in the past, I'm taking. Nothing my ancestors or anyone's ancestors did in the past do I take responsibility for, and nor should I therefore take the credit. I'm not going to say, oh, because Great Britain won the war, I'm better than a German. It's not like that, is it? It's like we all just born into this modern world today. So, you know, we try and do our best with what we've got. But I do also love traditions and stuff. And I think what's interesting about this is that songs appear to play a broad and varied role in the traditions of these people. We've gone from being a kid to picking berries to, I don't know what the say to is. It might be something like some traditional song about a story. Dancing together, like the dancing involves singing. Wedding has a song. At our weddings in the UK, we don't have songs. You know, there's not like, you don't sing a song at the mother of the bride. You just have speeches, and even those, you see, that's another thing. Wedding traditions, think about that. Weddings used to have to go have in a church, and you'd have to have certain traditions and throwing of rice, and now it's not rice, it's confetti that's biodegradable, and now it's not in a church, it's in a, you know, non-denominative place, and you can have speeches or you don't have to, and you can sit on the top table or you don't have to. It's like just whatever you want. Anyway, that's their wedding song. It's quite a long song. When I say it's quite a long song, it's till the end of the video. It fucking goes on, man. 10 minutes. No, they're tired now. Alright, fuck this, can we stop? They've got their hands on those bowls, they like those bowls. They do 10 minutes of that at the wedding. No, it's still going on. My sister's a photographer and makeup artist, and she's done a lot of wedding work, and she says Indian weddings are brilliant. She's got saris that she wears to them. That's in the UK. But me personally, well, look at this then, we've got to get back to words, you chuffers. Me personally, I find, because I've been to a few weddings myself, like this room, I've been in that, not that exact tent, but that exact tent, you know, even with the lighting stuff, they put a lot of money into this shit, the Indian weddings do. They seem to have, like, it's like running a fucking event. I mean, it is running an event, isn't it? But you know what I mean? Like, some people don't have a lighting rig at their wedding. But me personally, and I've been to posh weddings, I did some video work for some people who are well off financially. And me personally, I just like, it looks all the same to me. It's all the same chairs, it's all the same silk drapes, it's all the same cakes, it's all the same, like, disco, and like, everyone's having the same wedding, and it costs them fucking loads of money. Like on a different scale, but that, you know, I've sat on that exact chair and had those foods at other people's weddings. For me personally, and I'm not dissing anyone for wanting this, this is what the current social norm is of a sort of ideal wedding, isn't it? Obviously the Indian wedding do some other bits and pieces here as well, like riding on a horse and doing the dance and the chairs and the, but for me, I don't need any of that. Like, this is more cultural here now, isn't it? Look. And that looks like fun to me, you see. But the bit, and that in wedding terms looks really beautiful, but I don't need any. I'll tell you what I don't need. I don't need any of it. And I'll tell you what I don't need. I don't need the stuff that everyone has because they have to have it because it's a wedding. To me, that's like, well, okay, let them have it then. I'd be happy with like a wooden box in the woods. Like, I would get the priest to stand on the box, and we'll stand in front of him, and then the people can sit around in the woods. Whatever, then we can all go and have a nice dinner somewhere, and dancing. I don't need it to have all that. I don't need to be in a certain tent, but they do fucking go all out for this, look, don't they, look? And this is what I mean, it's gone from a tent, like it's like this escalation of these things, isn't it? It's gone from we usually have a marquee and some, you know, a dance floor, to, right, let's have a light up dance floor, and let's have a light show, and let's have a, like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, are you having a wedding? Are you organising a conference? Like... I like the drumming, I like the dancing, it's cool. I don't know if you need a video screen behind it. I'm just thinking about the money. I just think starting off one's marriage, 20k in debt to pay for a party for 250, yeah, like it, say 20k in debt. What I'm looking at here is more like 80,000 easy. Like, these wedding companies charge a lot for this shit as well, don't they? Like, and you've gone on top of the normal wedding package. You would also want the giant screen, the full set of drummers. I also want the light up dance floor. I want to have, like, fully carpeted throughout. I'd just be like, fucking hell, calm the fuck down. The wedding is lit, yeah. Now the thing is though, that is cool, but like, I'm surprised. It's different cultures, it's different cultures, different ideas. It's not just Indian I'm talking about here, it's extravagant Western capitalist culture I'm looking at. Westernized capitalist culture. Because traditional Indian culture, and remember traditions, they wouldn't have had a video screen. Video screens do not feature in any traditions. Videography does not feature in any traditions. Light up dance floors are not traditional. So tradition is now out the window completely. It's nothing to do with tradition, really. It's about how can we be most extravagant, show off our spending. And what we're at, like, this would be, like, I would understand that if you were running, like, a sponsorship event for Formula 1 or an award ceremony. If you were running an award ceremony and you're getting sponsorship money and stuff, you might want to do this. But these people are not running a company and they're not getting sponsorship. They're just fucking spending the money on the most strangely extravagant party. And it, like I say, like... Apparently we just disconnected and reconnected there, so I don't know. I'm not being racist as well. Do you know I've got Indian blood in me? You know, we did the DNA on my dad, and I've got like 10% North Indian blood in me. And I know it because my ancestor... My ancestor... Like, there's one of mine. There's one of my ancestors, Charles Scott Jessup. Because I'm Scott. Margaret Creswell. Charles Thorpe. From India. Born in India. In 1786. Because the British people went out to India. And I'm from that. Interesting, isn't it? Probably be able to get an image of him up. And that's the plaque that's in the church somewhere about it. Don't know why I'm not getting it up what I normally get up now, because I'm... Charles. Assam Valley Light Horse. Like, my ancestors were in this Assam Valley Light Horse in India. It's tiny pictures. Why are they always tiny pictures? You fuckers, man. and they had a steelworks in India as well. And somewhere along the lines, someone married, or had some children with, I should say, someone that was Indian, because you can tell because the DNA. Anyway, yeah, just like giving you my credentials there. I'm interested in all this stuff. We've been looking at different traditions from around the world, but to me, this image that I'm looking at here doesn't look like that. It looks like a light-up dance floor on a big screen and lots of extravagant money spent. And when I've been there at these jobs, like, I've been taking photographs or doing whatever, and I just thought, fucking hell. Like, it's a different world to me. I wouldn't even dream of starting. Like, if someone said to me, you're getting married, what do you need for the wedding party? You know, the ceremony, what sort of party do you want to have? None of this stuff would have even come into my head. I wouldn't have thought I needed a light-up video screen or the dancing area, I would have assumed would just come as part of the venue. We'll put the decks over there, the disco will be in the bar room, and like people will dance. I didn't need, I had to provide a light-up dance floor, I didn't know that. Anyway, and when there are people suffering all over the world, I think for me it would just be about the love of having my friends and family around. So, somewhere comfortable for them. If anything, I'd rather spend all that money on accommodation. People can't always get to your wedding, and people find it difficult if they're getting drunk or whatever, they've got to drive and all that. I'd rather just spend all that, take all the extra money from all the like, I bet I could just quickly show you something like this, like, book, my friend had a barn wedding once. That was quite nice. And another friend of ours had a more outdoor. I didn't go to it, but I wasn't invited. But they had an outdoor wedding, a wellies wedding. A wellies wedding. For me personally, I think I'd rather save on, like, I'm not trying to advertise any particular company here, but look, you've got the same thing. You've got the big marquee, you've got the chairs. I suppose that still costs loads of money, but this time it's in the woods, so I suppose it costs even more money. But I'd have that, and then everyone could have their own, like, not everyone wants to camp, do they? But you know what I mean, like one of those posh campsites where everyone's got their own little tent or cabin, maybe little cabins. I'm looking for cabins, little cabins, and then all the money I save on a dance floor and a video screen, I can just pay for everyone's accommodation and food. And then that way they can all come to the wedding. That's probably what I'd do. I'm in some interesting conversations in chat. About dressing up. Yeah, interesting, yeah. Interesting. I suppose the nicer the occasion, the more people want to dress up and enjoy it. I suppose it's for them as well, isn't it? So, yeah, if that's the general... See, this is me talking. Maybe if the general consensus is, no, I don't want that, I'd rather be able to wear my heels, then everyone should just have what they want, and fuck it, I'll wear my wellies. They can wear their heels. I don't care. It's not that important to me, unless it's going to land us 40 grand in debt, in which case I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry about your heels. Get some posh wellies. I don't know, I'm not even getting married anytime soon, so... First of all, I need to find a lady who will put up with my behaviour and be stupid enough to let me get them pregnant, but smart enough to look after a kid. So, anyway, next round of words on stream. That's not where the... Rewind it properly, you chopper. Words on stream. Words on stream. Did you see at that wedding they had actual Duran Duran playing? Oh my god, I wonder how much that cost. Words on stream. I know. And they had a chocolate fountain. Words. Chocolate fountains aren't that expensive anyway. Words. They're pretty standard now, aren't they? Everyone's got a chocolate. You have to go one step up. What? How far can you go? Words on stream. Cocaine fountain. Words. Probably don't want that. Cocaine fountain. Probably don't want that. Blowing all the cocaine out in the air. Just blowing it all out up into the air like... Pfft. That would be extravagant, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to even, like... You wouldn't even be able to dip anything in it. You'd just be blowing it out into the air. As you come into the venue, I want 2 fountains pumping out cocaine into the air. Cocaine, that'd be expensive, yeah. Absolutely. For dinner, everything gold. Just gold. Gold foods. All of it. And, what else is expensive? Petrol. Petrol's expensive. I want everyone to be drinking petrol. Or in America you call it gas. Gas is expensive. I want gallons of gas for everyone. Everyone that comes in gets a big gas canister and has to walk through the cocaine shower. What else is expensive? I can't think. That's about it for me. I can't think of other things that are expensive. Obviously at the supermarket, Tesco Finest. That's expensive, isn't it? You don't buy that. Tesco Finest. Don't buy that, mate. Leave that to the posh people. The posh people aren't there buying Tesco Finest, are they? The posh people don't even shop in Tesco. I've told you this before. They shop at Fortnum Mason or something like Harrods. They get Harrods to deliver. So, anyway, we've done the theme tune. It's ready for this next round. It's level 8. It's going to be a top difficult round. Okay? It's going to be a top difficult round. Fountains with the coat coming out. The elephant's trunks in a circle. Pink elephants all around. Yes. To remind me of that Dumbo. The pink elephants. Yes. That would be cool, actually. An elephant fountain pumping out cocaine. See, now I've got ambitions. Now I need subscribers and likes because now I've got ambitions. You know, I won't settle for second best. I won't take anything less. It's got to be a giant elephant fountain pumping out cocaine. Come on then, this is really going to... Are we giving the money to charity or am I putting it in the giant elephant cocaine fountain fund? Because this is tough. There's a fake letter. It's level 8. We've done the money before. But only because I was good enough to just give it to charity. You've got to get to level 10. Hopeful. I am hopeful. Don't get my hopes up, but I am hopeful that I have great hopes that we can do this. Flop. You're not going to flop on me now. You just mentioned flip-flops in chat. That's weird. Well, there's only a limited number of letters and words in the world, so eventually there's going to be some crossover with what's written in chat and what's on here. Flop and help. Help. We've got help. We need help. I need chuffing help. Tell you what, it helped me. It helps me immensely. Fuel. We just talked about petrol as well. And pole. We had that in the last round. You should be dancing. Yeah. Pole dancing. Loop. That's one of the things the jewelers look through. The A is the fake letter. The A is the fake letter. Don't fall foul of the A. The A is the fake letter. Flue, I think, is like a chimney. I don't have a pun for that. Don't have a way of working that into a sentence. We've completed the goal, though. Oh, my days. I'm going to be spending the money this week. We completed the goals. We're going to be spending the money this week. The Ukrainians are celebrating. I'm like, oh, no. Going to be spending the money this week. I'll tell you what, I think we've done so well on this round that we might go straight into the next round. Because I think we've done so well. Hole. Just throw in a hole. Just throw in a hole towards the end. It don't matter. I just threw in an extra hole. Yeah, that's what they'll be saying on the golf course. What's Tiger Woods be like? I just went for an extra hole. Just, you know, just casual like. Just threw in an extra hole at the end there. Super score. 83 of 66. They can't possibly go on to... Oh, thank God. I thought they were going to skip us another level. I was going to say, they can't possibly skip us straight to 10, can they? No. But maybe you can. While you're at it, while we're all there, should we just go straight into the next round, yeah? Straight into the next round. 3, 2, 1. Let's keep it rolling. You know the score. Get on the dance floor. Only 39 points to get. One of the letters is fake. We've got an E-R-O-R-T-U-G. That's Eurotug. And one of them's fake. Euro and Rote. So, see, now you're getting some letters in. You know they're not fake letters. Good start. We'll all be spending euros one day. See the words I wrote? No, that's not how you spell it. It's W-R-O-T. Rote is like learn by rote. Router. A router or a router, depending on whether you're either using the internet or doing some drilling. But if you're using the router, you might want to do it on the outer walls of the house. I'm getting all the words in. You're getting all the words in. We're pumping words. I think router's a good one because there must be a letter that's not. It's the G again. It's a fake G. Forget the G. You can't have grunter, it's a fake G. Forget the G. It's the G again. Router is all the letters apart from the G, so it must be the G, yeah? Retro. I'm a retro hetero. True. That's true. True binaural ASMR. That's my ASMR channel. If you know I'm a true binaural ASMR. And we are only probably 2 words away from maxing out here. Oh, you can't get any truer. Truer than bluer. Attention, there's a fake letter. It's the G. We need 1 more word and we're in level 10. I've never seen it done. I've never seen it done. 1 more word into level 10. The G's a fake letter. 1 more word into level 10. And we're there. No. No. We're 1 point away. We're 1 point away. No. We need 1 more word again. We still need 1 more word. We're 1 point away. There's a lot of 4-letter words here. The G's a fake letter. Can we make it? I don't know if that's a real word, but you're going to let... Oh, I'll let them... I'll let them give it you. I'll let them give it you. Said the belligerent pimp. I'll let them give it you. You've got it. Level 10. I've never seen it done. I've never seen it done. Well done, stream. Well done, stream. We are only 1 level away. We're only 1 run away. We'll do a little bit more chatting about Estonia, but I'll tell you what, we're going to push on to this quite hard because we've done 2.5 hours, we've done a good level time, and at one point the stream disconnected and reconnected, which I didn't like. Thank God it carried on working, but I would hate to take it away from you at the end, so we'll do a quick little bit about Estonia's final, little few, because how many tips did they give us? 13 facts, and we've done 9, so we'll do the last 3 facts for, we've done 10, 9, we've done 9, we'll do the last, these facts, and then you can have a little break, and then you're going to be ready for this final round. That's the Estonian flag in chat there. It's quite cool, isn't it? The Estonian flag, resembling the flag that Americans use to support the police now. You're not allowed to use the right-wing nationalist flag that you... Oh, I had something to say about the American police, but I won't bother with it now. I had a question. I asked a quick question. We'll do another episode, but I'll ask the quick question now. In the UK, we have... Guess how many shootings and stabbings? Fucking none. Like, basically none. Lots of stabbings. Like, but I looked on the internet yesterday in Chicago over the weekend. In Chicago over the weekend. In Chicago over the weekend, they had like 27 shootings. I'm laughing, but 27 over a weekend, and that's that's just a weekend. And I looked at the list of all the and I was like, fucking hell. And then what I noticed was happening on this list was police have no one in custody. Police have no one. The police are not necessarily catching all the shooters. Whereas in England, you might compare crime statistics, but quite regularly in the UK, we have like, oh, this happened, and then they were arrested. Oh, that person did a bad stabbing, and then they were arrested. In fact, it's very unlikely that someone would go for a long period on the like unsolved crime. We have a few unsolved crimes, but if someone does a stabbing or a shooting or a murder in the modern world in today, they get on them straight away. They like got them on the CCTV, filling up their car at the petrol station. They're on them. You know, most murders take a week or 2 to solve. But from what I saw on the stats from Chicago, it was like police haven't, they don't know. And then I wondered, like, some of the shootings were like, this person got shot, and then just over the road round the way, this other person got shot half an hour later. And I'm thinking, well, that's who did it, isn't it? They've gone and shot them back, and there's all this revenge shooting probably going on. So no wonder you don't catch the criminals, because they might not be running around getting caught on CCTV. They might be getting shot. So I don't know. They still do out west. It just sounds like, I'm not going to go too deep on it now. Yep, we've got drill music. That's true, drill music. We've got it all going on. But in the UK, I think we have one of the things that I noticed, because there's a big debate going on about it all and all that, but I didn't realise until I looked yesterday that we have a higher rate of conviction, I think. I think you've got a higher rate, whilst you've got shitloads more shootings going on, I understand that. I also think, I'm surprised, I'm not saying anything bad about the American police, I'm sure they've got a lot of work to do, but I'm surprised they don't catch everyone. Like in the main, like 90%, 99% of people being caught the day or the day after they did the shooting. I'm surprised they let these Like in Europe, if someone did a shooting, like everyone would be like, "Fucking hell, there's a shooter loose." Like it would be like a mad big story, and everyone would be after them, and they'd be caught like 3 weeks later hiding in a barn in Belgium. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like, "Oh, I shot someone, then I went to the supermarket. Just no one bothered catching me, so I'm still out." Like, it wouldn't be like that. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, all sorts of stories in chat there that I probably won't read out because just having a night. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to get you down. Let's look at these positive stories. Whereas in Estonia, the same colour as that flag that we saw, which thought me about that. It's not surprising, but Estonia boasts some of the cleanest air in the world. Now that's a thing, isn't it? Because they've got all these green spaces. The country ranks up there for the air indexes with sustainable countries like Finland and Iceland. So one of the things you might want to do, no wonder they're all singing in the forest, is you might want to go out there and breathe the clean air. That might be good. Certain people with asthma or, you know, other illnesses might really enjoy it out there. It might be that that's your best holidays. Get to listen to them singing as well. Flat but tall. Two facts about Estonia are in stark contrast to each other. It's largely flat in terms of its landscape, but its people amongst the tallest. I don't think the flatness of your landscape denotes how tall your people are. What are you chuffing for? What's a chuffer? I'm still on for a little bit, but... Oosh. Just the dog. It was the cat and was at the door. So the people are the tallest in Europe, but the land is flat. It's got a mountain called Egg Mountain, and the average Estonian is 169 centimetres tall if you're a woman and 180 centimetres tall if you're a man. The Estonian women have a reputation for being among the world's most beautiful. I mean, I don't know if this is a good idea. Estonian women. I'm just going to type this into Google. I really don't want to be a streamer who is now grading women by their beauty. Like, and surely Google's aggregate decision on which woman to show me. I mean, I don't know. Each to their own, isn't it? So, certainly if I was on Tinder, I'd probably go, yeah, she seems acceptably attractive. But that's not the be all and end all, is it? So, what do you think in chat there? It's true, apparently. They're the most beautiful. Everyone in chat likes them. But this one, look, this one's got dark hair. And this one's got blonde hair. So you might like blonde hair and blue eyes, or you might prefer dark hair and dark... Well, you got it all, I suppose. You got it all. Though quite often, these seem to have blue eyes in these pictures. But what do I know? I've just searched for Estonian women as well. I haven't searched for Estonian beautiful women. I'm just getting Estonian women up. This one's got a gun. I suppose right now in the news, I have seen stories of locals in places like Estonia deciding to arm themselves in advance just in case Russia invades. So I don't know. Oh, Estonia. Now this is where I live, in the world of fencing. I recognise this. In fact, I might have even met one of these people once at a competition. That's my world. I'm a fencer. That's the Estonian fencing team. So, are they the most beautiful women in Europe? You can decide. I mean, I don't know what to say about that, really. Or in the world, even. In the world, even. Makes me want to go to Estonia more to find out. Don't all countries say this though? Don't all countries say like Russian women are the most beautiful women in the world, or like, you know, Spanish women are the most beautiful women in the world, or Brazilian women are the most beautiful women in the world? Don't they all just sort of say that? Because if you are born and bred in a particular area, or maybe you're born and bred in a different area, you might find them exotic and different. And like, you know, isn't it just that women are beautiful all around the world? Isn't that the case? Isn't it just that women are beautiful all around the world? It's probably that, really, isn't it? It's probably that human women are beautiful. And I mean, I suppose you could get like a genetic, you know, predisposition for certain attributes, couldn't you? Like blonde hair, blue eyes in certain places, or, you know, dark skin, dark eyes. And then it would depend on your subjective opinion on what is beautiful. So, it does seem to me, though, from what I'm seeing on the internet, is that they come in two different types. They come in young and, like, doll-like, quite pretty. And then they also come, like, pre-aged, like, fully aged. I can't see many Estonian women anywhere between those two. Oh, here's some more natural. Tiny image again that I can't zoom in. Why do they do it to you on the internet? It should be illegal. You're gonna have to petition the government. Can you make small pictures on the internet illegal, please? Right, we're gonna go back to words on stream in just a minute, so get your fingers ready. Just gonna see if I can find... I like sport images. They're good because they show women, you know, actually doing something rather than just looking pretty. And you can look pretty and do things, you see. That's the wonderful thing about the modern world, is that your beauty doesn't define you. Your actions, your talents, your goals, your drives, your vision, you know, all that sort of stuff can define you these days. And you can still look pretty. Whereas if it's like just Estonian mail order brides, you know, just an image of someone looking pretty for the sake of looking pretty, yeah, what else about you though? What else about you, eh? These two have been doing some running. So they've been doing the running. This one does the football. And this is the Estonian Interior Minister, so that's the final judgment. There you go, you judge, you decide. I think they're all just all over the world. Estonians are linguists. They know lots of different languages, that's a fact. And a magical Christmas market. Yeah, that can fuck off. Every single place in the world has got a Christmas market these days. And I bet your Christmas market is the same as everyone else's. I bet it's got all those lights, those little sheds that they sell all that crap that you don't really find in shops because no one really wants to buy it. And then you go around it and you have a hot cup of something and a sausage and a bun. And then you're like, whoa, that was lovely. The commercial Christmas market that is ascribed to us by all the commercial town centres to try and increase the footfall in the town centres in the Christmas period so they can sell more products this part of the year. Oh, that's good. I like that. No, it's not. I hate it. Right then. Words on stream. Facts. Been all around the world. Seen all kinds of girls. Couldn't get weights back in the States. Is that from a song? The interesting thing about America is, and all over the world these days, I think this is what's interesting, is that like I told you at the very start of the broadcast, local pub of mine up the road, you know, I live in a little town in the UK, and in walked a girl from Estonia. One of my friends got with her. You know, like their children are going to be British, but they're going to be half Estonian, half Scottish, really. And then, like, how long does it take? How far have we gone? How can you tell? When do we, like, in America, you've got people from all over the world have gone to America, and now you're all Americans. Like, if you like Latino girls, then you can go to America, and if you like black girls, you can go to America, and if you like white girls, you can go to America. If you like Germanic girls, you can go to America. Like, you've got all of the different types. So if we, in Europe as well, same here in Europe, all the different types. So I think it's a bit weird these days that someone should say, you know, Estonia's got the most beautiful women, or Russia's got the most beautiful women, because really, like, it's all, like I said before, it's all subjective, and there's loads of different everywhere. Oh, it's California Girls by the Beach Boys. I wish they all could be California girl. That's how that goes. Okay, right, words. Now that I've offended everyone in the world, now that I've managed to offend everyone with my racism. London, you get the best pick and mix. See, that's what I mean, pick and mix. That's it. Different flavours, and that's nice. It's enjoyable. And then what you find is that everyone in amongst one category is even different in amongst the category. People have different facets to their personalities, and they might look reasonably similar on a global spectrum, but there's diversity within categories. Oh, so it really doesn't matter either way. No. So you should just meet people and just enjoy them for who they are, and just take them, you know, for who they are, and not come preloaded with ideas. Maybe. So it doesn't matter who's got the most beautiful girls. No. It just matters who you love, yeah. And if you love them, that's fine, yeah. And that's all that matters, yeah. Right, we are at level 10. These people in Russia, they're hungry. Not Russia, Ukraine. What we want to do is send money to the Ukraine so the Russians can take it. We just want to help some kids. If you can pop this level 10, I will send the kitty to the Unicef. If not, and it is a tough level, it's the top level now. We're right at the end of this. This is peak of the mountain, of the egg mountain. At the end, right? If not, I'll just stick another tenner on. We'll roll it over. It'll be a rollover system. But we could send it today, level 10. You ready? This is the best we've ever done. Fingers on buzzers. These kids need your fingers. Remember, that's our slogan. Kids need your fingers. So, fingers for kids. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. There's one fake letter. And they want 73 points, which is quite a high tally. It looks really difficult. Like, so the K is correct, the L is correct, the I is correct, and the E. But we don't know about the C and the N. They may be imposters. Whoa! Slick and sickle. So I'm saying the N. It's the N. Forget the N. Ignore the N. You don't want to use nuff for not using it. Nuff for not using it. Licks. That's it. Give them their licks. Stay slick. Give them their licks. I got the kicks. I got the wicks. Wicks is a bad rhyme. Slice and dice them. Giving it thrice-em. We're up to 59. I'm going to have to spend money today, you chuffers. Likes? I don't likes this anymore. This is starting to impinge on my wallet now. 68 of 73. I might have to turn off the internet back on again. Silk. That's it. Level 10, level completed. Money in the bank. Money in the bank from here to Baghdad. Elks. Drink water's just popping them in for fun now. Just throwing us words that don't... I was going to say don't have any vowels in, but obviously E is a vowel as well, isn't it? But they've got it in the wrong order. You don't usually see a word with LKS on LKS like that. LKS. Oh, you see a few. Elks, though. Joe Rogan would be on you. He'd be on you like a man with a machine gun mowing down Bambi. Elks. Lice. We'll go with sick and lice at the end. Horrible words, but lovely to get the scores. You popped in ices. You are cold to the bone. 106. Level 12. I've never seen it. Never seen the like. Let's give the money to charity right now so we can make sure we've done it. I've never seen the like. I've never seen it. I'm impressed. Talk about impressed. I'm just going to turn off Firefox for a second while I open up my PayPal. Talk about impressed. Talk about impressed. I'm just going to log into PayPal so that it knows it's me. Please. Yes, I'm in PayPal. And now I'm going to go to Unicef. And I'm going to press... you can see this, I think, on screen, can't you? All the bits until you put my bank details in, you can see, look. Donate. It's pretty straightforward. It's got button. Monthly or single. We do singles. Don't let them get their hopes up. That's that baby eating that biscuit. You're paying for that now. I'm paying for it. You're paying for it. You've won it. So that baby is saying thank you. Thank you for my biscuit. You think they'd at least give him McVitie's. You think they'd at least give him a Jaffa cake, wouldn't you? You think they'd give him a... Don't look like... I don't get biscuits like that. Looks like a cheap biscuit, that does. You think they'd go all out on the biscuits, considering we're paying these monies. Right, donate now. And what we're going to donate is we're going to donate £40. Because you're winners. The next £10 will go in next week's kitty as a rollover still, because we start next week's kitty with £10. So we're going to donate now, the full kitty. Cha-ching. And now it wants my details, so I'm obviously going to turn this off so you can't see it. Maybe I'll just move words up so... No, I think I'll turn it off so you can't see it. Just to be, you know, just to be sure. I've done this before, so surely it should just keep my details in it. Anyway, I'll have to fill it in again apparently, right? Email. Yeah. First name. Does it not remember my name? Yeah, it does actually. It remembers my name. My last name. It remembers my last name. You just have to type the first letter. So that's good. And I want my postcode first. That'll do it, won't it? Do the postcode. I'm not very good at filling in these forms. This is why I don't get anything done in like the real world. Then my address, yeah. And city. I don't know. Okay, that's where I live. Yeah. Continue to payment. Boost it with... I'll show you this. Fuzzy Fox. Boost it. Gift aid. Yeah, we're going to do £40. Look, giving a donation of £40. Boost it with gift aid. Yes, I'd like to claim gift aid. That means I'm a UK taxpayer, and that basically the government give an extra £10 through gift aid. I think it's that. So donate with credit card or PayPal checkout. I'm going to do that. I'll turn it off when I press the button just in case you see my details. So Fuzzy Fox off, PayPal checkout. It's opening up my PayPal in like a separate window. Do I want to use my wallet? PayPal balance. Yeah. One more step. Finishing paying at Unicef. Payment is processing. So now I can show you that. Fuzzy Fox again. Thank you. Your donation is on its way. Your gift of £40 plus £10 in gift aid will soon be helping us provide vital vaccinations. Or some people don't like vaccinations, so maybe they won't like that. But, you know, it's not just COVID. It's like polio and other shit like that, which you've had too. So you haven't had polio, you've had the vaccination. Look, clean water and education so that children grow up safe and healthy. They're doing it around the world, so I'm happy with that because it's nice, generic. You know, if there's anything specific you want to give money to, if you're like, look, this week we're really worried about this thing, or like, I don't like UNICEF, I like this other thing, you tell me, we can work out a different charity. We've given 140 to UNICEF thus far as a Words team. Well done you. Well done you for being here, making it work, giving the money to the charity. Well done you. Your your donations, your participations, your subscriptions. Well done you. Thank you. It can't be... Alright, Marlo. It can't be overstated how... Like, I do a lot of streams, yeah? I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of YouTube streaming. Do a lot of my channel. Thank you, Lindsay Tippies.
You write born to kill on your helmet and you wear a peace button. What's that supposed to be? Some kind of success?
I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
Woo! I scream and wave my arms every time. I'm going to have to get a more relaxed Tippies noise. There we are. Lindsay Flat Smacker bought me a coffee. Hey! These are like, I think that's like double high fives. Double high fives. So thank you very much for your tippies. I really appreciate it. I do. It buys me more than the coffee that does. That goes in the kitchen. That's absolutely spot on, bob on. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. This is my entire raison d'etre at the moment. You know, I'm making my money through doing this, and I hope to. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I hope to raise enough profile on what we do, Maybe we can get this podcasty thing going, some conversations on stream. By the end of the year, we can be up to that next step. And then what we'll be doing is looking for a sponsor. So in the short term, I really appreciate all your tippies. In the long term, I'm going to try and take that pressure off of you and, you know, move it to a corporate, maybe, I don't know, a sponsor of some description. But we do a lot of streaming on YouTube. I want to say this. I want to get this point across. I've been playing Genshin Impact a lot on Twitch recently. And we do a lot of streaming on YouTube of all different things. Probably going to talk to Tartaria in the next couple of days again, because they've been making new stuff. There's always new stuff to talk about. We do boxing, we do gameplay, we do Mental Health Monday, we do, you know, any kind of conversation. We fly over things in our little flight simulator. We're a variety stream, and in that variety, every Wednesday we do words on stream. When we do the money like this, and when we, like... Marlo! Marlo, shush. It's just the cat's at the door. Chuffing cat's messing him. When we give the money like this, like after I get off streams usually, I need a little bit of time to wind down, even if it's a late night stream. But what I need to put across is that I have a different feeling inside. It's like a kind of... like some nights, I don't know if you've ever had this, some nights you might go to bed and you think, I haven't got anything done today. I need to do something before I go to bed. I need to, like, you know, empty the dishwasher or, like, put the washing machine on or, you know, get something achieved. You feel like you haven't taken a bite out of the day enough. Like, when we do this and when we achieve this, because this is an achievement, like, building the stream, building the subscriber numbers, building the clips channels, you know, all that's one thing. After we finish now, I'm going to edit a video for the Ganji Cuts channel where I'm putting up little clips from stuff we said on Twitch. In those big gameplay sessions on Twitch, we sometimes go on a tangent. I'm editing the tangents for that, building up a clips channel and all that. Yeah, like, it's all work, I'm all doing it, but I get a different feeling from the charity thing. Like, it's a more satisfying it's hard to explain. You know, it's like I can't put words on it as easily because it's a strange feeling, but I feel really good about what we've done. I feel really grateful that we've been able to do it, and I feel really grateful to you for being here and doing it. You know, like, if we did words on stream and, like, I had to type all the words in, I probably wouldn't feel so good. So it's important to, you know, to reflect that back to you, to make you understand that. And I hope you feel that too. You know, it's a little piece of you that you've done. In Cub Scouts, we talked about doing a good deed every day. This is a little piece of something that you've done, and it ripples out. And it does ripple out because, like, they've actually had that now. Like, money makes a difference, doesn't it? They've actually had that now. We talk about things on stream a lot. I try and share ideas. Maybe people don't agree with the ideas. It doesn't, like, sometimes it's about something that doesn't make a difference in your life, like whether the earth is upside down or flat or round or whatever. Doesn't mean anything different when I go to the petrol station. The price of petrol is not changing. If I go in there and say, yeah, but the earth is flat, they're not going to say, oh right, if you've got a flat earth card, you can have money off your petrol. No, it doesn't make a difference to your life. But for some people today, you've made a difference to their life, and you might not know exactly how, but, like, in a tangible way, in a real way, in a boots on the ground, food in the bellies way, you've made a difference to their life. And thank God, because if we don't do anything, like, it's not just the case that if we don't do anything, their lives are bad because they're just bad. You know, nothing. Actually, some of the things, I'm not going to get too political, but some of the things that are done on our behalf, like Boris Johnson has armed a lot of people on my behalf. Boris Johnson has sold a lot of guns on my behalf, a lot of bombs on my behalf. Before him, it was Theresa May, David Cameron. Before them, it was Tony Blair. A lot of people have been killed with my tax money. So I feel like I'm almost complicit in that, and I've got an obligation to try and push the other way. Every ripple expands outwards, you see? Yeah, and hopefully those ripples, those waves, we talked about waves and energy earlier, you know, hopefully we can create a bit of resonance. And if it doesn't have to be every day of every week, I'm not going to badger you for this stuff every day of every week, but I want you to feel positive, because the world is shit sometimes. We discuss all the options. We look at all the things, don't we? We talked about shootings today. We talked about some things that might get you down. But the thing that you can carry with you, not just today, but, you know, onwards, is that, look, you're doing good things as well. Rings around the earth, ripples in the pond. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to sign off now and go and see what the chuffing dog wants and what the cat's doing. Do a bit of editing and roll on to tomorrow. Tomorrow, like I said, I want to talk Tartaria. I want to do a Tartaria roundup. They've been saying more stuff. We've got Michelle Gibson to have a look at. I haven't really devoted any time to her. So I want to do a Tartaria roundup tomorrow. And, you know, you can bring in your ideas and you can try and convince me of things. Or, you know, I might throw a few ideas around myself. And then we'll be into the weekend. You know, before we know it, there'll be more gameplay. It's an ongoing carousel. So you be good, my little puckos. You be good. And remember, if you can't be good, you're naughty. But you're not naughty. You're definitely good.